and Schaefer. Happer and wow, Schaefer. It's Connor and Mike. Yeah. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer. Happer and wow, Schaefer. It's Connor and Mike.
All right, good morning and welcome in. Happy Wednesday. It is Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. I'm Connor Happer alongside Mike Schaefer and Joey Warcola. Hi, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, gents.
What's up?
Happy Wednesday.
Good morning.
How we doing?
Pretty good.
Fantastic.
Pretty good.
All right.
Just had to take some stuff out to the dumpster this morning.
Yes, that's right.
Joey's job title is always evolving. I mean, he's often troubleshooting a variety of technical things. He's
Yes.
had to step in for roles that have changed around here. And now he's even cleaning the offices. Joey
do.
Yes.
is really looking like the MVP here early in the week.
When I turned the corner this morning and saw what I saw,
You could see it on my Twitter page if you go to @Joey Warcola.
it's just somebody had dinner outside of this room last night and just left it, which is hilarious for me, just because that's the way I am. You know, like it's probably not all that cool. Kind of, you know, it's whatever. But I'm just like, oh wow, look at that.
Pretty much.
But then my second thought was Joey is going to lose it. He is going to have a conniption. I thought about actually just disposing of all of it before Joey could see it.
No, I already
to
saw.
avoid him absolutely freaking out.
I already saw it when I went in because an alarm was off. I had to troubleshoot first, and I saw that, so I had to get to that last. I kind of wanted to leave it out for you guys to kind of see as well.
Thank you.
I did not. Well, I mean, I saw the last remnants of it as Joey was stuffing the trash bag, but my introduction to it actually was an auditory thing as I had entered the door.
Joey was cussing.
Well, I didn't hear Joey cussing. I
Oh,
heard
he was
you
doing that.
cackling. Like you were cackling, and I was
That
like,
was
okay.
right after the Joey cussing.
I was like, something has happened. And it's like, it sounds kind of loud. So it couldn't be all the way back in the studio. I wonder what's going on. And I turned the corner and it looks like there was like a dinner party that was happening in the common space of the hallway.
Very
if you will.
common.
Very common.
And
very common.
Joey was over there stuffing a trash bag. And I thought back to a wonderful memory of one time Chad the cop brought timeout chicken to Josh Peterson and I.
Wow.
And the chicken got left in the studio.
Oh
overnight.
no.
And
At least it was
the
not
morning
finished.
show of Sharp and Benning voiced very,
Whoa.
very vocal displeasure.
Were they like actually mad?
I think it was more just like, you probably need to pick up after yourselves. And I was like, hey, I'm just a fill-in host.
Okay, look at us.
I got nothing to do with
Time
this.
marches on.
I know.
Now
So I'm now on the other side of it.
the evolution would
In
have
both
it.
ways, I feel unaffected. But
We are the new Damon and Gary, and
Yeah,
now
this is
we
great.
get to be mad at the people who leave stuff behind.
Yeah, there you go.
This is absolutely fantastic.
Basically told me
Good luck with that, Dan.
this
Yeah,
morning.
exactly. Joey, I'm worried about you and your anger sometimes.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
good.
All right.
I had a good night's sleep. It was nice to wake up to seeing that in the rancid smell in the hallway.
I don't know why. Is my schnoz not working?
I didn't there wasn't, trust me, I've smelled worse things in the hallway than whatever was happening in the commons area. I didn't notice a smell when I walked in. Like I said, it was an immediate, I heard you cackling and I was like, all
more
right,
of a visual thing.
I am going to turn the corner and something is going to be there.
You're going to
And
see something.
the something was Joey throwing away someone else's overnight food.
Absolutely fantastic.
Overnight dinner.
Never a dull moment here at Usher Media Omaha. All right, we have a show for you all today. We have an idea that is like the last 10 to 15% of any idea is the actual execution of the idea.
Sure.
And for that, we are not sure. We cannot account for the last 10 to 15%.
We are going to try radio on air.
So, like our dear friends in the afternoon, who we give a lot of crap to, John and Josh, who do this thing called, what did they call it? 21 on the radio. They basically just play blackjack. But apparently neither of them know how to deal or how the rules of blackjack work. And it was one of the greatest radio disasters that I've ever listened to.
You're kidding.
It's fantastic.
Bishop doesn't know how to play blackjack.
I don't know if he doesn't know, like...
He doesn't know how to deal?
Just the certain intricacies. Definitely nobody
the
knew
other
how to
two,
deal. Yeah.
I am less surprised.
Makes sense. Yeah.
With all the respect in the world to both of those individuals, I am not surprised to learn that they would not know how to deal and or play blackjack.
I was listening to this in my car whenever I was probably, I don't know, more than a year ago now. I was listening to this in my car and I was Joey driving in a snowstorm. I was losing my mind, like screaming at the radio, like, what? I cannot believe that you guys are making every incorrect decision right now. That could be what this is.
Oh, okay.
So today we are doing the Husker auction.
It can't be that bad.
I don't know.
I know how auctions work.
But I actually don't. I mean, like, I know what the general... I know what the word auction means.
Sure.
Like, I get the general idea. But as far as like an auction, like fantasy draft, I've never been a part of one. I'd love to be a part of one someday. I have never been a part of one.
So our actual guest for this sent me a text last night. I hate auctions.
Awesome.
Bill Simmons.
Okay, we are going to maybe have a bad time. I don't know.
Yeah,
we're doing the Husker auction today.
I'm very excited to see how it all goes.
Where we are auctioning players for the 2026 Nebraska football season. We each, me, you, and our guest, Michael Severe, will have a $50 budget to draft a 7-player, 4 offense, 3 defense team. And it doesn't seem that complicated, but I'm sure we will hit some snags.
No, we're definitely hitting snags.
We'll hit some snags along the way.
No question about this.
So that will be coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. We are excited for that. Thanks to Michael. We realized that we couldn't probably do it without a third person, and that person was going to be Michael Severe. Sam McEwen will join us coming up at 8:30 this morning, and Andy Kendi will step in for Lauren Michelson today, coming up at 9:15. But that's way in the future. So far from now.
Are we going to set an over-under line on Diet Coke consumed since last interview?
Do we even go down that road? Because it could be like an 8-minute line of questioning again. And you never know.
Saying, people want to know about the Diet Coke.
He did go on a trip to Chicago.
They did.
I imagine there was some Diet Cokes consumed.
I would say the over-under since the last time we talked with him is 40. I'm gonna put 40.
Just 40? I mean, it's been several weeks.
Well, it's been just shy of a month.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't he saying he was ripping off like 40 a week?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it was a startling amount each day. And I just remember being like, all right, I don't know about this.
I was floored.
Yeah.
I was floored. So maybe we could set lines for that during our Husker auction. That's definitely going to go very well today. So a high chance for accountability today on the show, which we are very, very excited about. Elsewhere, yesterday, great news. History was made. We had one of the funniest tweets of all time.
Oh, man.
When honking goes bad.
I can't believe it's still up.
And you did.
That guy's a moron. It's not the first
I don't know
time.
that guy.
This person tweeted a couple times since, and he's not acknowledged his mistake.
There's no accountability there.
Apparently, for that particular,
you've never seen that.
Well, I have seen. Okay, so Peter
It's
Burns,
an SEC network honk.
Peter Burns, ESPN. So you guys have, I'm sure, seen the tweet already. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But like, I've seen the guy. I could never put a face to a name. Like, I've never seen him on TV or anything like that. I don't know who he is. I've definitely seen the name, and I guess I knew that. I guess I knew that he was an SEC honk. But man, he just went for it.
He honked.
He lied. People died.
Yeah.
He pulled a Dan Campbell.
He just blatantly
Disaster.
lied. It was amazing. So we'll get into that and the responses from that yesterday. Also, we mentioned at the end of our show yesterday, Dylan Raiola commenting on the varying topographies of the United States of America. A lot of people have opinions. I want to dive into one. Schaefer, I want to dive into one specific issue about this Dylan Raiola thing.
Okay.
And the question will be, what is it about when people who have been to the state or not been to the state or whatever talk about cornfields? What is it that touches that nerve? Like, because it freaks people out when people talk about how there's cornfields.
I like
in
that.
Nebraska.
That's a good topic to drill in.
I'm very curious.
Okay.
I'm very curious. So let's talk about that a little bit later. Anthony Calandria, also maybe another record yesterday. He may have set the record for most questions fielded at a media appearance.
Wow.
He was up there for about like 11 to 12 minutes and may have gotten, 100 questions, 80 questions. His answers were, I don't think he answered anything longer than 10 seconds.
Wow.
It was great. He was just very short and sweet.
Was one of the
Just
questions
firing it off? Was he pointing at people? Was he directing traffic while doing it?
He was very comfortable.
Was one of the questions, how you doing?
How you doing? No, they didn't ask how you doing, Colin, which is
not the big red experience.
It should be. I wonder what he would have said to that. He probably would have said, good. Next question. And then all the other things that people said yesterday regarding practice. The Tiny Baby Buffs have returned. The Tiny Baby Buffs account got many mentions yesterday because there was a Colorado video about them practicing and people once again noticing that their players look tiny. We're still concerned about Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
We're still concerned about Deion Sanders. Also, Akron, our friends from Akron, they should have stayed. Why didn't they stay in the dorm room? If they would have played that game, then Scott Frost would. I don't know. Akron is so bad that they are crowdsourcing their offensive coordinator for the first game this year.
That makes sense after getting shut out by Nebraska last year.
69-0.
Yeah.
Was it 6? It was,
I think it was 59, but and then it was 65-7
no,
for the.
I'm actually going to say 68. I think it was 68-0. Joey, any thoughts on what the final score against Akron was last year?
I thought it was like 69-7 or something.
It was definitely 0. I know there's
a shutout.
It was definitely 0.
It was a shutout.
So you were 69.
No, 68. I'm extending it to 68.
Yeah, I think it was 68.
You were 68. I'm 59. It was 68-0.
Yes.
So congratulations.
Point for me to start the show.
Winner.
What a great start today. Also, yesterday, I wanted to get to this right off the bat. Did you see whenever the Yankees call up a prospect, it's like this earth-shifting thing. So George Lombard, came up last night and he hit a home run in his first major league at bat, which is really, really cool, by the way. I mean, I can't be cynical about that. Did you see who nearly caught the ball?
No. So the only thing I know about this story is that George Lombard does this. His younger brother is debuting in Single A on the same night. His parents are at his game because he's playing in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Jacob Lombard, who got drafted, I think, 10th or 11th overall by the Miami Marlins, hits a home run too.
Oh.
His parents are watching it on their phone at the stadium where George is playing.
Okay, that's cool.
Awesome. Really, really cool moment if you are just like parents.
I did not see that.
I was often remarking that I had no idea that Jackson Willits and Eli Willits was part of the whole Oklahoma Willits thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's the sort of thing it'd be like if you're there watching one of your kids win the College World Series and then your son hits for like the cycle or something.
Talking to the branches this year was one of the great joys that I've ever experienced in like covering those College World Series.
Yeah.
Games, because of course the one brother was on Oklahoma and the one brother was on Georgia. And it was like, you guys have had a crazy last couple weeks.
Right.
And then they're playing each other in the College World Series. I mean, I can't even imagine.
So all of that to say, like, I don't know who caught or almost caught the ball because I was so like, what an amazing story for this baseball fan.
Well, it gets even better because you could guess who almost caught the ball. Zach Hampel.
Oh, boo!
But guess who did not catch the ball thanks to a bunch of heroic Yankee fans in left center field.
What a shock.
You're not bleacher creatures in left center, right?
No, they're not.
That's just right field.
They basically effectively blocked him. I mean, he was tracking for it. It was going into his glove, and the pile of Yankee fans just blocked it, and it tipped up, and it did not go to Zach Hampel.
That's good. I appreciate that.
Is there a video of this?
There is.
Okay, I gotta find this.
I will.
There should be an account called Hampel Fails.
He does. I gotta give him credit. He's awesome at knowing where to be.
Yeah, no, he's very
I will
good.
give him credit for that, but just the fact that he's snagging all these baseballs from kids at the game.
That is true. That is a problem.
I don't like that.
What I guess I find most remarkable is his ability to be at places where things matter.
I know.
Like he chooses to be at this game because George Lombard is going to have his debut, or he just happened to be in New York and decides George Lombard's having his debut. I don't know. I'm not sure which. Because it's not like George Lombard's a big prospect, but he's not like the number one prospect or anything.
He's like Marlins man, but more intuitive. Like
he's Marlins man with Levante David's ability to diagnose what's about to happen.
Seriously, I mean, like if that was his whole goal, to be at that game just because George Lombard was making his major league debut and to potentially, he was in the exact right the exact right seat for that exact play.
I can have total appreciation for the knowledge that requires, while absolutely hating that guy for just being the worst.
Agreed completely on that front. Yeah. But it was great. It's a great. I'll send you the video, Joey. It's fantastic. All right. So today, those are our guests and what we're setting up for. We're excited for our Husker auction today, and if it works, maybe we'll do it again next year or later in the season or something like that. I want to hear from you all today. 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You can call or text that number. Tweet at us at Happen Schaefer, at Connor Happer, at Mike J. Schaefer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor, Mike, or Joey at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox this morning.
Huge guy.
And we say good morning to our YouTube streamers today. Immediately, now I think this is probably spurred on because of Joey's graphic, but immediately some conversation about Dylan Raiola and his corn in the chat this morning. So that's good. Get it started on the right foot, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you this: we probably aren't going to spend very much time on the corn quote today, but I do want to dive into
the corn of it all.
Yes, what is it? I really want to get to the bottom of that. If we do anything today, I want to solve that.
That's good.
All right, we are back after this on a Wednesday. Thanks for being with us on 1620 The Zone. All right, I got a fun one for you here. I guess this could double. Remember when we did This Week in Baseball that one time? This could sort of double as that because it is a baseball thing. It's
okay.
It's a very, very baseball thing. Okay.
I like baseball.
So the Phillies announced yesterday that when they are going to play in the Field of Dreams game next Thursday in Dyersville, Iowa, that they're going to do something special. They will honor, they're playing the Twins, by the way. They will honor 4 former players who played for the Phillies, who reached the major leagues, wore a Phillies uniform, and were active on the club's roster, but never appeared in a regular season game. Of course, similar to Moonlight Graham from Field of Dreams.
Very cool.
So those players are Tim Leahy, who was a pitcher in 2008, Jeff Singer, who's a pitcher in 2022, Will Toffee, who was an infielder in 2022, and Tim Gradeville, who was a catcher in 2006. Tim Gradeville, of the Gradeville family here in Omaha, went to Creighton, played under Jack Dom in the early 2000s, I don't believe he ever got into a game, definitely never took an at-bat, but as Rob Anderson pointed out when I sent this to him on Twitter last night, he spent an entire month with the team as a September call-up one year in 2006, but they only used him as a bullpen catcher that year, which I don't know why you would have to feel like you use a roster spot for that.
They used to allow a lot more call-ups. Like it was they would 40. Have like, I mean, you have your ability to take whoever you wanted effectively.
Yeah. So I guess you don't, you know, the roster spots weren't at a premium. So there he was, which is like, that's a great Omaha connection and a great, and a great baseball thing in general. And then Rob told me, of course, as Rob does,
he went all Rob on you.
He went full Rob on me. He said, Tim Gradeville, he spent a month with them 1 year as a September call-up, only to be used exclusively as a bullpen catcher. Sometime look up the story of Robin Yount's younger brother. Have you heard the story of Robin Yount's younger brother?
I have not.
Larry Yount.
Okay.
So Larry Yount has a Wikipedia page, and he played in 1 major league game. He is credited with playing in 1 major league game. He was a pitcher, and he got called up in 1971 for the Houston Astros. He threw his warm-up pitches, and during these warm-up pitches, he decided he couldn't go anymore. He was hurt. His arm had tightened up on him, apparently because before he joined the big league club, he had to serve a week-long stint in the military, and then he later claimed that tightened up his elbow. Ooh. So he gets hurt, and he never throws a pitch, but officially you have to face a batter if you come in that situation. And so he was credited with facing 1 batter, but never actually facing that batter. And that's Robin Yount's brother.
Yeah.
His brother, Larry Yount, played in that minor of a role in baseball history. And his brother, Robin, of course, was a Hall of Famer, which is incredible, which is a very baseball story, about as baseball as it gets.
That is nuts.
I would say.
He never got back to the majors after his arm.
Never got back to the majors. Same as Moonlight Graham.
Incredible. The just truly, truly incredible stuff.
I know.
I love this from the Phillies, though. What a great way to kind of highlight where you're playing.
I agree.
To celebrate it.
This is incredible. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who came up with that idea. Obviously, it's a great connection to the movie as well. Fantastic.
Would have been sort of fun / a little bittersweet to be pouring through your rosters to figure out who you actually have that meets these qualifications.
Right.
And then basically be like, well, we never really got that guy in a game.
Phantom baseball. Like, I wonder if they're going to have them, I don't know if they could like CGI them and they disappear or something like that. I don't know how it's going to work, but they are going to throw out.
Bring out David Copperfield to make him just disappear into the cornfield.
Whoosh. They're going to throw out first pitches. Did I say Thursday? What? When's the Field of Dreams game? It is Thursday, August
next
13th.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, August 13th.
Yeah.
So there you go. They're going to throw out first.
Did they do one of these last year?
I don't remember if they did or not.
The one I remember, I think it definitely involved the Yankees, and I think it was the White Sox, and they were just hitting tanks into the corn, and it was
the one where
good time.
Tim Anderson won it on the walk-off.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Tim Anderson himself was a moment in time.
He always will be for me for never the reasons that have to do with him.
He was basically like Moonlight Graham. He was just there for 2 years and then was awesome and then was never seen from or heard from again.
He tried to fight Jose Ramirez and that ended his career effectively. Awesome. He could never do anything after that again.
That was incredible.
It really was.
Great time. So
that's try to fight Jose Ramirez.
That's a very, very baseball story or two. There are those like it's all over the place. But congratulations.
Tim Gradeville, you said?
Tim Gradeville, who's cousins with Chris, who was a former coach and passed away a few years ago. And Creighton honors still every year. But yes, Tim Gradeville, a Creighton player, was drafted in 2002 by the Philadelphia Phillies. Okay, yesterday, before we get to our quick college football preview, a great tweet yesterday from SEC Honk Supreme. Maybe not Supreme. Like, you have Feinbaum still and whatever.
He's like a henchman Honk.
Yeah, nice.
So like if Feinbaum is the final boss of Honk,
Deputy Honk,
this is like one of the guys you're playing the arcade game before you get to the final boss. You got to get through a few other people that are buzzing around.
In this case, you have to get through Peter Burns from ESPN.
Cole Kubelic is another one of those.
Greg McElroy.
I think Greg McElroy could be a henchman.
Okay, just throw all those. Yeah. This is a potential graphic idea, Joey.
It really is.
Are you? Did you hear that?
I'm willing to make a SEC.
Just put all the SEC honks and they're like, basically lieutenants in the army and
oh no,
and Paul Feinbaum.
I am thinking of wrong ideas on this.
Well, we just gave you the right one.
I know, but I'll tell you.
Don't get too crazy.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking. Don't get too crazy on it.
Don't Fauci the situation.
Anyway, for some reason, the coaches poll came out yesterday, and we definitely care about the coaches poll.
We do.
Famously, we've always cared about the coaches poll, and it released a top 25, and there was 100 teams that received votes in the coaches poll yesterday. And this Peter Burns guy, he comes on and he's like, check out this coaches poll graphic. And then he did the quick math in his head and fired off a tweet that said 9 SEC schools play at least 5 of the top 25 teams in the coaches poll, which I believe is true. I haven't fact checked that.
No one
completely.
bothered to fact check that.
The second part is this: not a single Big Ten team plays 5. And that is the part that turned out to be factually inaccurate, because Ohio State plays 6 top 20 of the top 25 you see here. Oregon, they play Oregon, Texas, Indiana, USC, Michigan, and Iowa. There are several teams, including Nebraska for the record, in the Big Ten.
It's on the stream if you're watching.
That play 5 members of this top 25, which is, it was immediately community notes. And I mean, people just took him to task. I can't believe the tweet is still up. He got completely ratioed, and it's still sitting there. The tweet is still sitting there for people to look at.
He's tweeted it a couple times since then.
He's just blowing right through it.
I think
he
it's
just put out a lie, a literal lie.
I think he's like totally okay with it. Maybe the goal was to just completely put misinformation out there to be to go virus, if you would.
I think that is an interesting new way of potentially rage baiting on the internet. It used to be, I don't know, it used to be a little
780,000 impressions. 780,000 impressions, yeah.
That is
I mean, that's going to get you on On3's list if they don't just curate it to take everybody off that isn't related to On3.
That could potentially get you in On3 territory.
Yeah.
Of you could be Mr. Impression.
Wow.
If you do that. So
Peter Burns.
Ohio State plays 6, Michigan plays 6, USC plays 5, Nebraska plays 5, Minnesota plays 5, Washington plays 5, and Purdue plays 5. Which is absolutely fantastic. So his claim of not a single Big Ten team plays 5 was actually wrong.
Do you know what the tweet was that he had after this?
Yes.
No. What was it about?
So,
I haven't checked the Peter Burns Twitter file.
You have this tweet. It was 18 hours ago. So that's, I don't know, noon, 12:30.
I now see it.
It's 12:30. He doesn't tweet again for another 7 hours. So now it's 7:30. And if he's Eastern time, 8. And what is the tweet? It is a tweet of his television. And he is watching a very famous scene from a 1990s classic known as Sandlot, and he tweets out about Wendy Peppercorn
and
attempting
says #Wendy Peppercorn.
Top 5 movie moment ever when Squints gets revived by Wendy Peppercorn.
I was wondering if there was going to be any responses in there of reference to his previous tweet, and there was. There was one person that said, "Are you sure counting to 5 seems tough for you?" He said top 5 movie moment ever.
That's pretty great.
Wendy Peppercorn thing. And just a couple people were like, you need to go back and learn how to count, which is fantastic. This is great.
It's the greatest example of SEC math that we have to date.
Who do you think should do the rebuttal tweet to this? I mean, somebody's got to. We have been looking for a Big Ten honk for a long time now.
So that's a great. I don't know that there is a natural Big Ten honk in the way that there are these SEC honkmen. And so I don't know who qualifies as like.
Somebody needs to step to the table.
There's various beat reporters from Ohio State and Michigan that are always attempting to throw themselves out there as frontline defenders of the Big Ten against the SEC. I see this a lot of the times with the people that I follow.
You have individual school,
right?
Like we have Desmond Howard, who
I don't think
blatantly does incorrect things for Michigan.
Right? Are there like Big Ten media members that do this?
There's
from
nobody,
a conference perspective.
There's nobody who just loves the Big Ten.
Shouldn't just Mike Hall get out there with some kind of a tweet that takes a shot at the SEC that's only partially accurate?
Dave Revson? You would throw out Dave Revson?
He's too busy outing comments that Kurt Signetti made that were supposed to be off the record. So
Yep.
He can't be trusted to do it.
Which might be the perfect guy, actually, if that's the case.
Jerry DiNardo feels like he could do it. And then people will be like, it's just Jerry DiNardo.
He's coached in the SEC, though.
That's true.
You can't get him in.
He was at LSU. Jake Butt. Could Jake Butt be the guy?
Jake Butt's a possibility.
And then you could be like, you got butted. Right?
And just point at him
like
that.
Exactly.
You
do the Sophie Cunningham, and that's what it looks like when he just butts somebody.
I like this. I just think someone needs to put out a rebuttal tweet that is completely factually incorrect.
See, it can be called rebuttal.
The rebut.
Oh, this is a great segment for BTN. If only they believed in segments and analysis and fun and not lacrosse.
Replays of games. In lacrosse. Text from the 515. So Nebraska has 5 losses before the games start. Wrong. No.
They get to play the game.
There's a winnable games. There are some winnable games in there.
Also, famously, not everyone that appears in a preseason poll ends the season or even makes it to the game of which they play Nebraska with numbers.
Possibly the low-key funniest part about this. Who in the absolute hell cares about the stupid poll? Who cares about the stupid
Peter Burns?
Peter Burns is using a fake poll to do his incorrect thing.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Math.
It's
truly remarkable.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So nice job by Peter yesterday, and for leaving that sucker up.
Not the Peter man.
I really got to give it to him. It was an all around great job by him. And then the next tweet being the Wendy Peppercorn.
Yeah,
tweet,
that's pretty great.
It was just icing on the cake.
That's just like, hey, I know what I did, and here's Wendy Peppercorn.
So shout out to Peter Burns from ESPN yesterday. Well done. We should get him on the show.
We should try. Joey, you have connections to get Peter Burns on the show?
I'll send a DM.
Okay. We'll talk about. We would like to talk about his accomplishment.
Peter, we don't really have any other questions for you other than what happened here.
Why'd you watch The Sandlot?
Now that's the question.
All right, we'll be back after this on 1620 The Zone. Hey, fantasy football heads up. Justin Herbert yesterday, following Chargers training camp, the recently engaged Justin Herbert to this Madison Beer person who I had only heard of from I think she's just from the internet. I don't know, maybe she has a career.
She hasn't accomplished anything.
I don't think so.
She's not like
that
an
sounds
actress
a little
or a
harsh,
singer
but I don't think
or
so.
okay.
I don't think so. They were literally, I might sound like I'm exaggerating. I'm not. They were literally petting each other, like they were interlocking bodies and petting each other on the football field at training camp yesterday, which I feel like it should throw up some red flags.
Okay.
That's just me.
I looked up the why is Madison Beer famous?
Okay. What you do?
And the AI overview tells me that Justin Bieber tweeted a link to her YouTube cover of Etta James at Last when she was 13, and it propelled her into internet fame.
What?
And then she parlayed that into a pop artist career that I don't know has gone a whole lot of places, but she has 2 albums.
But she is hot, which is what happened.
I'm guessing that's
that's
the larger aspect of all of this.
Yes.
But the Justin Bieber thing is kind of amazing, but also Etta James at Last being the song.
Yeah, I mean,
you know that song, right?
At Last. Yeah, that must have been, she must have done really well.
Right. It makes me want to go watch this because I want to know what that sounds like coming from
Me too. But Justin Bieber, how old would was he just trying to hit on another 13-year-old girl?
How old was Justin Bieber in 2012?
How old is Justin Bieber compared to Madison Beer right now? Justin Bieber is probably my age, maybe a little younger.
He was 18 in 2012.
A little concerning.
A little bit.
A little concerning. All right. Schaefer, you're spinning the balls today.
Okay.
This is
how many balls?
4 balls. 4 balls. By the way, YouTube comment from Kel Jam says, y'all sound so old here. I know. We do be old.
Okay. 40. 24.
24.
27.
27.
20.
Hold on. We had 64 plus 27, which gets us to what? 91?
I have 111.
And then,
it's 111.
I'm a little slower at the math than you are. I was trying to do your job, though. 111 puts us in the Big 12.
Let's go.
We don't go to the Big 12.
We never
much.
go to the Big 12.
We've done 5 teams, though.
Are going just a couple hours south to Manhattan.
Okay. We have not done Kansas State.
I don't think we have.
We've not done it.
And Avery Johnson. He's back.
He is back.
Avery Johnson is back.
But you know who else is back?
Who?
Colin Klein is back as the head coach for Kansas State.
That's pretty cool.
That's the last time Avery Johnson looked like a quarterback.
That is true. I don't know. Maybe there's some excitement about Kansas State this year. So the outlook from our friend Brett from Pick Six Previews, the talent drain on defense hurts, but K-State has leveraged the portal to backfill with experienced Power 4 starters at end and at defensive back. The offense is clearer with Klein reunited with his quarterback, plus a workhorse back and an elite tight end pair. K-State moves up a few spots. They're picked 5th in the Big 12 due to the best schedule draw as they avoid each of the league's top 3. Oh, I like that. A decent team with a nice schedule draw. Here's the schedule draw. They go to Cincinnati. They have Houston and Kansas at home. And 4 of their last 6 are on the road. At Arizona State, at Colorado, Oklahoma State at home, at TCU, Arizona at home, and at Iowa State. Boy, that is pretty manageable.
That is manageable.
TCU is the toughest out of the 4 remaining road games.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how Arizona State's going to be this year. They're picked right after them in the.
Well, they don't have
Big
Sam
12.
Levitt, so they've got a different quarterback situation.
We have talked about Arizona State before on this segment.
I think they're not expected to be particularly.
Did we just accidentally talk ourselves into K-State a little bit?
I think there's a reason to at least think they could be a top 25 team. You know, they could get, I don't know, 10 wins seems high, but they could get 9 wins on that schedule.
Yeah, I think so too. Who'd they get as their coordinators? Let's see here.
That I don't know. I can look it up though.
Yeah, I wonder if that. I assume that's in here somewhere. There's a lot of information on these pages, but K-State, kind of interesting. Mike writes in. He says K-State will go 1-11 and beat Kansas.
Sean Gleason is the offensive coordinator. I don't know that name. Jordan Peterson, but not that Jordan Peterson, is the defensive coordinator and defensive backs coach. Stanton Weber is the special teams.
I thought that was a good get for them to get Colin Klein.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, so
part of it is the Colin Klein senior year Kansas State team that they were undefeated for a while. And then I think they were like as high as 4th, maybe.
I feel like they got to number 1, didn't they?
No, because Alabama, I think, was number 1.
It was maybe like 1 or 2.
Yeah, they were definitely a top 5 team. Yeah. For some reason, I have 4th in my head. They were a ton of fun. Colin Klein was a ton of fun. He was really good with Texas A&M and Mike Elko. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he's a good coach.
Colin Klein, definitely. Colin Klein, even when he was playing, I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be a good coach.
Yeah. You remember the story about Colin Klein?
Which one?
So he gets married, and the story at the time was that he and his wife had never kissed prior to getting married.
Okay, no judgment.
So I just remember, like, okay, this is unusual to say the least.
It's a little unusual. No judgment, though. Yeah. You know, whatever. But that is a little unusual. I did not remember that story at all.
Shared his first ever kiss with his wife, Shailene Bonnie, at the altar on July 21, 2012.
Wow, that's really special.
So
that's awesome. Madison Beer and Justin Herbert are making out on the football field.
I know.
They just met each other like 10 days ago, and now they're engaged.
I almost said something. This is the near accountability misses the story. I think have been vast. We'll put it that way.
D'Lo says Kansas State reached number 1 in 2012.
Did they?
That's what D'Lo says. Now I don't know if D'Lo has Peter Burns facts or not, but that's the way I remember it too.
I know they were top 5. I didn't realize they had gotten to number 1. They were undefeated really, really deep into the season.
Yeah.
Let's see.
By the way, JP writes in on YouTube. He says it feels like Avery Johnson has been there since Michael Bishop left. It does.
Wikipedia shows number 2 is their high.
Dang.
And they lost to Baylor.
Robert Griffin.
Was it?
RG3 was 2010 to 2014.
I don't think he was there.
I don't think he was still
there. Or was
there.
RG3 2006?
He was 2008 to
12.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when they lost to Baylor was unranked that season.
Right. It was,
a blowout.
They lost 52 to 24.
Yeah, it was really bad.
And
Baylor
then they
was
beat
awesome.
Texas, who was number 23 at the time, and then got beat up by Oregon in the bowl game.
Fiesta Bowl, right?
Yeah, it's Fiesta Bowl.
I remember thinking, wow, this is a really cool color game for the Fiesta Bowl.
It is.
I love the colors of the Fiesta Bowl.
I can see that.
That's why, by the way, that football bowl game take that is really outdated and nobody cares about anymore because bowl games don't matter. The Fiesta Bowl and the Rose Bowl are the best 2 BCS game. Speaking of outdated, New Year's 6 games or whatever, because they have the best colors.
Okay.
And they are played on grass. The Sugar Bowl is not played on grass. The Cotton Bowl is not played on grass. The Peach Bowl is not played on grass. The Orange Bowl is still played on grass.
Yeah.
That one's cool.
I know we're up against it. The Sugar Bowl always ranked 4th for me out of those 4 bowl games.
Same, but that's because you're a Big Ten / Northern football
honking.
Exactly. All right, we'll take a break. Good luck to K-State this year. Nice job by them. Colin Klein, we're in on him. We're back after this on 1620 The Zone. Make sure you get signed up for 1620 The Zone's golf tournament, which is coming up in just a couple weeks. Join us for a day of golf, food, and live sports radio. Yes, as well. I mean, mostly you're going to be there for the golf and food and the free stuff and the whatever, but we'll be there too. We want to watch this happen, and maybe even we'll heckle you as you take your first tee shot or something like that. Yeah, we'll be there right at the start on Friday, August 21st at Miracle Hill, 8:30 shotgun start. And then, of course, the after party over at the Phoenix across the street at 120th and Blondo. Get registered today. I'm telling you, man, you need to do it today because the spots are going to go fast. So if you've been thinking about it, get your team together, get your group text going, and start it. Get in there right now, 1620thezone.com, and register your team for 1620 The Zone's golf outing, which is coming up here in just a couple of weeks. It is brought to you by Cutwater and T-Box. We'll be there. Young Matt will be there. I would love for someone in the group, it's a scramble or whatever, someone in the group to say, hey, Matt McMaster, you take my shot, and just see how he does under pressure.
Yeah, I would love to let Matt hit a drive, and he can hit his breezy 265 average that he has down the center there, and set somebody up nicely on a hole.
Guy knows his game.
He knows.
Guy knows his game.
Check the TrackMan, he told me when I was expressed doubt that he was averaging 265 with the driver.
I don't have access to his TrackMan data, but
I don't care.
Apparently, Joey, is this right? We'll be in the Top Tracer deal.
Yep, that's
where we'll be
gonna
hitting sim shots all day.
Yeah, so we can we'll check that TrackMan.
Yeah, we'll get his ball speed.
Do we now? I did see that he ignored a bet that you had offered him. But
then took it with John.
And took it with John Bishop.
I'm not happy about this.
Do we try to set up a scenario where he gets 10 swings and he has to
bet me?
He has to get at least 5 to go 265 somewhere near the fairway?
Yeah. Yes. I
know that's not the average.
You have to offer it to him.
Oh, 100%.
It can't come from me because I'm persona non grata as far as the bets are concerned. I'm not.
I don't know. He might have wised up after the 999 where he won't take the bait from me either.
Maybe
he didn't.
He did not. I mean, he did learn his lesson from the Kentucky Derby thing. I guess for me, he didn't do that one either.
Yeah.
I don't know why he won't bet me on stuff. Like what's so bad about me?
I think it's the losing to you is worse than losing overall.
Is this true?
Which has to make you feel good.
I mean, yes. It's like I won the bet.
Oh, yeah.
You
didn't even bet and you won.
But I don't know. I don't know what it is about losing to me that is so distasteful.
Whereas if you lose to Matt, he still loses somehow. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Debo writes in on YouTube. He says, Happer not on the Gin app. Sandbagging behavior. Look out. Have you seen that Yip Strickler guy?
Oh, yeah.
That guy rocks.
So
he has featured a lot of local Omaha country clubs in the sandbagging.
It's big in the group chat. It's big with, hey, didn't you play an event with this guy? I've watched, I've laughed, I've enjoyed. Yeah. I've watched him get after people.
It's very good. It's very good stuff.
I would not want to. No,
I want to go on the
concern that I am sandbagging with my. It's all out there. Every round I play, I'm putting in.
I would have been accused.
So my handicap is as accurate as it can be.
I would have been accused of sandbagging one time, and it's that one time I shot a 78. But it would be proven untrue because after that, I've never come close to that again. Like I'm about a upper 80s guy.
Yeah.
And
so golf with you.
One time I was able to put it together, but I'm not.
Now you and I also did finish dead last in an event.
Oh, we did,
and we earned it.
That's only exclusively because we are the exact same player.
Yeah, it was.
And we
bad.
miss the exact same shots every time.
That on day one of the event, you chip in from a hole, and day two, I chip in from almost the exact same spot of said hole with different pin locations.
I believe the reaction was anger mostly.
Oh, we were mad.
Like, I can't believe this.
Yeah,
we
weren't happy about it.
Yep. So me and Schaefer cannot be paired up on a golf team, but if you spread us around, there's basically two of us. So like we could,
which is not better.
And we can't tell you which shots we'll be good at on any given day, but there will be one of them that we're probably pretty good at.
In theory, it should work out where we would be just opposite enough that like you would come through with the chip and I could hit the putt, or the other way around, or one of us could set up the other one on a drive on the green.
In theory,
but it didn't work that way. And we played the literal version of it, an alternate shot, which should really have played to that. And instead, it was all the shots would be bad or good at the same time.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
So Happer and Schaefer for alternate shot team around the Metro. Dylan Raiola, he plays for Oregon now. Have you heard this?
No, that is one of those things I did pick up this offseason.
He commented.
Played is a bit strong.
Yesterday, he wears an Oregon.
He does wear an Oregon uniform.
The difference between Nebraska and Oregon, quote, it's definitely been a transition. I'll start with the landscape of outside. There's not cornfields here. There's mountains and trees, and I love the nature. Which I love that quote. That is an incredible quote. As far as football, it's different with coaches and players. Like, we have a lot more talent than we did at Nebraska, and I don't say that to knock on them, but I think everybody will know that. But I'm very grateful for my time there. Learned a lot from my coaches, teammates, still have those relationships, but I think I'm really excited for what Oregon's going to bring, not only to my life, but for my teammates as well. I read all of his quotes yesterday. He always has this knack of I think he knows exactly what to say. Like, he says the right things.
I mean,
he's very media savvy
to this position for years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows what to say. And so he could definitely make a quote look good. Like, he's definitely trying to make it seem like he's grown, like that has clearly been one of the objectives for him going to, like, I'm maturing and I'm willing to sacrifice and all these different things. Of course, we don't know that until we see, of course, how it goes. But of course, the corn thing happened yesterday, and people just lose their minds. First of all, I think it's very appropriate and factually accurate to say that Oregon has more talent than Nebraska.
No, there's no argument here.
Yeah, that one is just a blow by for me.
I think there's maybe one team where I would be like, maybe two teams in the entire country that I would basically say, you know what, I'm going to disagree here.
Really? There's only two teams that Nebraska has more talent than?
No. Oregon.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Only two teams that Oregon has less talent than.
They would be Ohio State and Georgia. I
would say Ohio State and Texas.
Ohio State and Texas. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm with you on that one. So that's a total blow-by quote for me. I don't care about that. And then there is this. I'll start with the landscape of outside. There's not cornfields here. There's mountains and trees, and I love the nature. Once again, I love the nature. It's so good. I love the nature. I'm Dylan Raiola, and I love the nature. Many people have been talking about how much I love the nature. I don't know what it is that anytime someone who has been here, has spent any amount of time here, leaves here and say, hey, we have less cornfields in this new place that I'm at than at the previous place, that trips a trigger. I don't know. Can we I just want to answer this question. If we get anything done in this Dylan Raiola thing today, I would like to get into that question. Why does that get under people's skin so much? The cornfield talk. Why does people always talk about the shots when they open up broadcasts and they're like, from the cornfields of Lincoln, Nebraska, and people get mad at that now. Why? I don't get it. I don't understand why that makes people mad, them showing off the geographical topography of the state that we live in. It is true. We have cornfields. Yes, we have other things as well.
Sure.
But we do have more cornfields than just about everyone.
Yeah. I think in large part, it kind of stems from the fact that Lincoln itself is not exactly cornfields.
That is true. So it's not only cornfields, but it's not
even really cornfields.
The stadium is very close to cornfields. Like if you
you drive 10 miles, you'll find cornfields.
If you zoomed out and if you were looking at the stadium from a 40,000 foot view, it would look like the stadium, like the city, and then very shortly after it just ends, and then it turns into cornfields for several hundred miles.
Sure.
That's what it is. That's how people think of it. I don't understand. That is correct.
Right. That's probably true.
I don't think he was saying
80% of college stadiums.
He's not saying that Lincoln is only cornfields. He's just saying that there are more cornfields.
My guess is it stems from the fact that you continually have recruits that would be like, I only thought there was corn. And so Nebraska people, by and large, and this comes from the staffs that I covered.
But that always ends up good, right? The guys come here and they're like, I thought this was only cornfields. And then I showed up and it blew me away.
Sure.
That works for Nebraska's advantage.
They have to get here. Part of it is a barrier that the recruiting people always would talk about, is that the perception of what Nebraska is versus the reality.
Yeah.
That can't happen unless they're willing to come here. They have to be willing to come here, even though their perception is, I'm just going to go play in a literal cornfield.
But you can't fight it. Like, you can't.
Well, they're trying to fight it.
You can't get rid of the
spent
cornfields.
Years trying to fight it.
You can't get rid of the cornfields, though.
Well, I don't think they were trying to get rid of the cornfields. I think they were trying to say that the narrative of what Lincoln or the University of Nebraska is not just cornfields, or shouldn't just start with cornfields.
Just tell them, hey, man, come here and I'll show you.
It'd be like their version of it is, hey, it'd be better if Dylan Raiola said at Nebraska they have 5 national championships. At Oregon, they have none.
I like how this is
that's basically
this is a good angle.
Seriously, though, that is something that whether it was Ross Ells or the guys like Ryan Gunderson and Todd McShane,
the
recruiting guys for Mike Riley, the Scott Frost guys, Sean Dillon.
Who was that guy that we liked that we had on the show that one time? Trent.
Yeah,
he was good.
Trent Mossbrucker.
Yeah, he's somewhere.
I think he's back with Scott Frost at UCF. He had been with Jeff Brom at Purdue and Louisville.
I liked him.
He's great.
Yep.
He's great to work with. So all of these different people, and then of course you get to Matt Rule, and then his large amount of different people you would talk to there, whether it was Susan Elza or anybody else. This is always a thing. They're always trying to move that narrative past cornfields because it's viewed as sort of an impediment to the perception of what they want Nebraska to be.
Sure.
And
any
so
staff,
I get that.
Any staff that has come here and tried to make this area something that it's not has failed.
I don't think they're trying to make it something that it's not. I think they're trying to say like there's 300,000. It's an urban environment.
Like I like them going into. I like Rule and his staff. As much as we made fun of the cow thing, like that's the right idea. We have an agricultural, this is our thing. And it's not just that, like it's a city, of course, but this is something that we are known for.
Right.
So let's steer, no pun intended, into it a little bit. Thank you.
You really just wanted to say that.
I kind of did.
All of it was just to lead up to being able to use a steer pun.
Jimmy writes in, he says, Lincoln is also known for having the most trees per capita. We do not talk about that, Hap. That can't be true. Lincoln does not have the most trees per capita. There are not
places
true.
With more trees.
You are Peter Burnsing Lincoln right now.
It could be.
That is absolute fake news. Lincoln does not have the most trees per capita.
I have never heard that.
That is made up.
It does have the Arbor Day Foundation.
Sindelar writes in, would you rather have them talk about the soybean fields? What about the soybean?
That's where I saw people were like, hey, soybean kind of gets overlooked here. And then Austin Jacobson pointed out alfalfa might have something to say about all of this. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's other agricultural plants that occur in the state of Nebraska.
Text from the 402, are we implying Dylan is anti-corn? Well, he did say that he's a big nature guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's unclear. That's sort of ambiguous.
I was laughing to myself about a graphic that Joey could cook up at some point if we ever get a shot of Dylan Raiola on the sidelines in his helmet. Like Kirk Cousins always wears Kirk Cousins always looks like he's ready to go into a game, even when no one else asked for your backup quarterback to look like that. Like he's always, if we could get a shot of Dylan looking like that, and then
Put him on
Joey
a mountain.
not necessarily a mountain. Joey puts him in like this forest of trees, and it's just a bubble that's I like nature.
Yeah.
Well, he's got his Oregon, whatever version of their uniform on.
I love it.
I cooked that up in my head, and I was like, this would be great.
I get you a good Dylan Raiola. I mean, there's had to have been one of him wearing his helmet and ready to go into a game.
But
already.
I'd prefer it to be obvious that he's wearing his helmet standing on the side.
I know the perfect guy to Photoshop Dylan Raiola's face onto. If you look up the nature walk guy,
the nature walk guy,
nature, but it's nature.
I do not know nature.
Look it up. It's a Canadian, and he wears a hat. He just walks around.
Oh, this guy. I've never seen this guy before.
Watch it over the break sometime.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the guy who I had never heard of before he left YouTube. Do you know which guy I'm talking about? He did like outdoors videos, like kind of like how-to videos.
The outdoors
and then
guy.
He did one video is like, I'm not doing this anymore. And people lost their minds. I never heard of him.
Yeah, the outdoors.
They were upset because they liked the videos.
They said they liked the videos, but I have a suspicion that they didn't.
It was
like
an ironic liking of the videos.
I don't know if it was ironic as much as like, I don't know if people actually watched the content as much as they like the idea of the content existing.
Oh,
so I don't know. Do you know what that guy's name is, Joey?
I don't know the guy's name is, but I know the reason why he stopped doing the videos. It's just because a lot of he was focused more on his family life, his private life. And people, he just doesn't want people to come up to him and just bother him.
Right.
Throughout.
Right. That's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah. That's kind of why he stopped.
Michael Severe, who's going to join us in about 45 minutes for the first ever Husker auction. I think Dylan was just being literal. They asked him the difference, and he just gave the basics. One has corn, the other has mountains. I agree. Thank you, Two Card Monty, the Outdoor Boys. That's the YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't, long story short, in case you couldn't tell, these are insignificant quotes that I do not care about. I don't know. And I don't know that we ever got to the bottom of, I guess Schaefer sort of explained it, like why it is.
I know from the Nebraska perspective what they were doing with it.
And I guess we already are predispositioned to dislike Dylan Raiola at this point, right? So anything he says is,
sure. Well, that's just what it's going to be.
This is probably the precise reason why Scott Frost doesn't talk about Nebraska, because anything that he would say would just trigger people.
No one leaving here, unless they perpetually say how great it was, should ever talk about Nebraska, because it doesn't go well.
It doesn't go
like it can't. Like it just can't.
Yeah.
No matter what is said, it's never going to be received particularly well.
Trev Alberts.
And if you talk about corn, Trev Alberts can't even be on a basketball court without getting
that was now what happens now? Like, would people be okay now? Time heals all wounds.
People still complain about Trev Alberts. You know this.
They do. I don't get that either.
I find it to be one of the weirdest things in the fan base at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I view nothing that he did as anything other than significantly helpful for the absolute quagmire that the athletic department was in because of Bill Moose.
Let's see. Did Jimmy bring more tree facts to the table here?
More tree facts. Now, these are tree mat facts.
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. He's trying to.
He said he was way off. I saw that in there somewhere.
He says, yes, Lincoln, Nebraska is well known for its strong commitment to trees and green spaces. Sitting in a state that famously birthed Arbor Day, Lincoln maintains an urban forest of roughly 130,000 public street and park trees, and has held Tree City USA recognition for more than 4 decades. That's also not true. That sounds like it was just copy and pasted from AI. They are not Tree City USA. That's somewhere else in the state. That's probably Nebraska City. And then also what you said was that Lincoln had the most trees per capita, which is not true. But Lincoln, Jimmy's falling up now. He's really bad. He says Lincoln is known for the trees. I'm also disagreeing with that, Jimmy. I don't believe that Lincoln is known for its trees.
As a Lincoln resident of 17 years, I don't know that I had a lot of conversations about trees.
They're known for the trees. They're known for I'm also disputing this. They're not known for trees.
I don't
Lincoln-
recall trees ever being much of a conversation.
I don't believe that Lincoln is known for trees.
Yeah.
I think it's known for Husker football, probably. I mean, that's kind of it.
People complaining about its north-south traffic.
Yes, that is something I take part in.
Yeah.
And it's
And
east-west traffic
also Elk Creek Water, P.O. Pears,
too. Uh-huh.
the Old Misties.
Yeah, come up with a list of things that Lincoln actually is known for.
People driving the wrong way on roundabouts during state basketball tournament.
Good one. And the FFA meeting.
Oh, the blue shirt army.
The blue
Blue jackets,
Yeah,
the blue coats,
yes.
the blue coats, yeah.
There's
Oh man, the blue coats. That's
Crime Town.
so the blue coats, and then there'd be a week every summer where thousands of theater kids would just descend upon like the campus area and the
Love it.
downtown area outside of campus because they had a big theater camp.
Yeah.
Those were like hallmarks of you would set your
100%.
you knew what time of year it was based on these people being in, near downtown.
So those are the things that Lincoln's known for.
Trees never really came
All
up.
before trees.
So
All before trees. If Lincoln was really known for trees, then Dylan Raiola may have stayed because he loves nature, as we heard. Which, by the way, technically cornfields are nature too.
now Jimmy says if someone brought up trees in a conversation, would you be interested in continuing or moving on? I think it would sort of depend, but I'm not anti-trees by any means.
I'm fine with trees.
Yeah.
What's wrong with trees?
I don't have any
I
negative
wouldn't move
opinion.
somewhere just because they had trees.
Now, would I say, hey, Lincoln is known as having the most trees per capita?
I would say that's probably wrong.
I wouldn't probably pull that out, but I don't know.
Back after this on 1620 The Zone. Well, you thought it couldn't get any better, but how about this? We want to send you to go see Oregon's trees. All of the trees in Oregon can be visible by you, and you could check to go see if Oregon does or doesn't have any cornfields when you enter in the contest to go to the Oregon game at 1620thezone.com right now. You can check for yourself. So you really have no excuses. Go to 1620thezone.com. Woodhouse Auto Family and 1620 The Zone brings you this contest. 2 tickets to the Nebraska-Oregon game on October 17th. Round-trip airfare from Omaha to Eugene. A 2-night hotel stay and $150 gift card for whatever the hell you want. So go check it out. If you want to use it to spend gas and drive around the state and check and see if there's cornfields, then be my guest.
You should absolutely drive around the state. I think Oregon is gorgeous.
It's nature.
It's nature.
And I love nature.
And
it is
neat.
fantastic.
It's great. So let's talk about the new quarterback. So the new quarterback, Anthony Calandria, who we probably, we hype up too much.
Was he swatting away questions like he's about to swat away defenders?
So basically,
okay.
I think, and I made this, it crossed my mind yesterday. I'm just not as committed to bits anymore. I've noticed this about myself.
Man.
I'm not as committed
You're
to.
slowing down.
I am.
Wow.
I don't know what it is.
You lost your bit fastball?
It's possible.
Well, you got to get you some spider tack. You can,
I need to get back. I don't know what it will be to get
weighted bit balls that'll
me
get
back
you
going.
back throwing faster.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but the younger version of myself would have listened to Anthony Calandria's press interview yesterday and would have immediately went back, wasted another 20 minutes counting all of the questions that he got asked in the shortest period of time and had that stat for you this morning, all to just say that useless stat. But I don't have it in me anymore. I don't have an extra 20 minutes.
Would you have gone back and just clipped up all of the different media people saying Anthony?
We would have done a whole 30-minute segment on me making fun of the interview. But look at me. I don't even have any audio for you.
Nothing.
It's sad. It's sad, really. I don't know what. I need to get back into it. But
how do we get Happer's groove back?
I'm not sure. I need to.
I'm a little concerned. We're heading into a busy period. This is not the time for you to be leaking oil.
It's not.
Granted, for you, this is sort of still off season because college basketball starts in November. So
thank you for saying that. That is true.
I recognize what you've turned into.
When college basketball starts back up, that's when the bits come back. But Anthony Calandria,
the bits are just recharging right now.
I believe Anthony Calandria was asked a record number of questions in like a 12 whatever minute period. 12 to 14 minutes, whatever he stood up there for. And credit the media, because we never shout out the media on this show, but shout out to the media because they just kept having questions. It would have, he went the full 15 minutes, however long he was supposed to go.
It's only the third media appearance he's had, public media appearance he's had.
The media,
third or fourth, maybe.
The media was absolutely on fire.
Good for them.
They were absolutely ripping questions to Anthony Calandria, and Anthony Calandria did not spend more than 12 seconds on any single one of the answers. It was as impressive of a job, really, by both sides as I've seen. Efficiency. Now, I don't think we got anything out of it. I don't think he said anything of note. The only one that was going around yesterday, and the only one that struck my ear was somebody asked him who he compares himself to or who he models his game after, and he said Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel. And I was like, that actually kind of tracks. And then he said he really liked watching Matthew Stafford. Today
that didn't track as much.
A little less Stafford and a little bit more Baker.
Sign me up. Well, if you get the.
Baker was incredible.
Anything close to the college versions of either Baker Mayfield or Johnny Manziel.
Right.
This is going to be an incredibly fun ride.
This could be really, really good.
Now, what is close? Probably 80% of those. Then that would be
even
incredible.
If you just do it in the style of those guys, and
you have Baker moments or Manziel moments or something like that.
Take a couple Manziel moments, take a couple Baker moments for sure. But he was not interested in expanding on on much yesterday. Now here's where you get into the, like, there's been a lot of conversation this offseason about how, it's been quiet and they haven't done anything and they haven't said anything and it's been tamped down or whatever. It was almost to the point yesterday where I felt like it was purposeful. They were like purposefully.
They've been coached down.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And not that that's, I don't care one way or the other, but I felt like there was a directive of go up there today. We're going to put the three guys at the podium were Calandria, Latif, and Cam Lenhart. And Cam Lenhart, I thought, has spoken at times in his career and been very insightful. And I think so has TJ Latif. But it was, there was nothing from anybody yesterday. I thought that was purposeful. And once again, I don't care one way or the other. This is not a bad thing. But maybe it was just one of those things where they were like, yeah, don't go out. Now, on the side was a little bit of a different story. You had Jameer Khan talking about how they're going to win the national championship, which is great.
I like it.
I love that.
If you don't think that you can play for the national championship, chances are your confidence isn't where it needs to be playing college football.
If you have a problem with a player on a college football team saying that they want to win all of their games, you need to reevaluate your life and your priorities.
I would co-sign.
This is not an issue.
No.
And
I'll sign that contract.
This is not hype. This is not getting under other people's. This is not calling anybody out or anything like that. It's just saying it is a reflection of, it's literally the first day of camp. They literally haven't practiced yet. They are at, like it or not. Now this is where you get into the damper territory. This is as confident as they're going to be all year. They haven't practiced in an organized way yet. This is as confident as you're going to be. This is as healthy as you're going to be. This is as fresh as you're going to be, all those different things. And so for a guy to come out and be like, yeah, I would like to win all of our games this year, that'd be really cool. That is not an issue to me at all.
I would only push back on this. There's a chance that they're even more confident after they demolished Ohio and Bowling Green or something like that.
Okay.
Then you're done it against someone else.
But then big bad Indiana's coming.
Right. And so I guess if they win that game, the confidence then is through the roof.
If they win that game, which they do have a chance to do, by the way.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Their confidence will be sky high.
Is it a probability? No. But is it a possibility? Yes.
Yeah.
And then the next one is Oregon, and I don't think it's much of a possibility.
Less of a possibility.
You could be real confident going into it.
Debo says, Teefies stand up. There was a little bit of Teefy talk yesterday.
Did to have some Teefy talk.
They put TJ Latif right up there. They're not trying to tell us that it's a quarterback battle, right? Because I feel like they haven't said that.
They haven't named Calandria the starter. They didn't bring
that,
Calandria to media days. But
they don't
everyone's
talk about
acting like Calandria is the starter, basically.
They don't talk about Calandria as we talk about Calandria as if he's the starter.
Because he's
the starter. But they don't.
Right.
Is there anything in there?
Maybe to try to keep everybody on their P's and Q's. I mean, I would have to imagine deep in his heart of hearts, TJ Latif knows he's not starting against Ohio without injury here this month.
Probably. He seems like he does.
Right. But
he's definitely really mature.
Is he preparing himself as if he could be the starter? Quite possibly, I would expect so.
Of course, you have to prepare as if you're going to be the starter.
So,
but why? What's the? Does Rule need to come out and be like, yes, Anthony Calandria is going to be our starting quarterback in the? Does that need to happen?
No reason to do it now.
I agree.
So, and it's also one of these things where it's going to be kind of obvious. It's already obvious he's going to be the starter.
Like if
at some point you're going to basically be like, all right, Calandria is going to get 80% of the reps with the first team, and then you're not gonna. And then he's going to get all the reps that matter. And that's sort of how this works.
He's going to talk. Rule's going to talk on Saturday. If somebody asked him, hey, do you know who your starting quarterback is going to be right now? Just out of the blue. What do you think he would say to that?
I think it goes a couple different ways. You could either have I have an idea of what we're going to do there, but we're still obviously early in camp. And so we have thoughts on who our starters are, but that doesn't need to be there yet.
You don't
Something
think
like
he would just straight up come out and be like, it's Anthony Calandria?
I think it depends on what he wants to get out of it. Like, what's the messaging goal here?
Yeah.
Does he want to promote this so he feels like Latif is going to continue to, and then like it becomes how is this motivating for Latif? Does Latif need to believe that this is a competition? Does he want Calandria to believe that it's a competition because he thinks that's the best way to motivate him? I don't know. Without knowing all of that,
it really is a complicated
there's like a
situation.
25% chance he's like, well, yeah, Anthony Calandria is our starter.
Right.
We brought him here to be our starter.
It's complicated, but it doesn't have to be at the same. Like if everybody would understand.
Again, I don't think anyone would be shocked by him just saying Anthony Calandria is our starter.
Literally nobody, not even TJ Latif,
right?
Or Daniel Kalen, who doesn't get mentioned in this entire thing. But it's odd if they want to make it into, if they want to paint the picture of it kind of being a quarterback battle. If they wanted to do that, they could. Because they have multiple guys with experience.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to do that, though.
I don't know that they need to either.
They certainly don't need to, because it's funny because all of this, it doesn't matter, because whichever way you cut it, Calandria's going to start the first game.
This is like the wrong time to ask this question as we're finishing up the segment, but it's something to think about that we can get to later this week maybe. But are there camp battles you're really interested in at this point? Or do you feel like you have a pretty clear indication, or even the ones that are existing, you're expecting multiple guys to play out of the grouping anyways?
Yes, because most of them are on defense. Like there's
the cornerback spot opposite of Andrew Marshall feels like there's three guys,
Yep.
but they're all going to play anyway.
How far does your defensive line depth go?
That's a good one. Yeah. Also right tackle, because I'm not convinced that it's 100% Tree Babalade over Gunnar Gatula.
Okay, good one.
So that one kind of sticks out to me.
And then running back.
And then that's kind of the one that I don't know that we're going to have any real indication until.
There's not a whole lot of big ones though.
No.
Which
is good, right?
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of returning production at these places.
Exactly. Which
sort
is
of the whole conversation or what they're trying to build for this year.
We will take a break. Joey has our headlines right after this on 1620 The Zone. All right. We got headlines. Oh, look, we're watching the Barstool show, and there they are, Justin Herbert and Madison Beer canoodling on the football field. I have no problem with canoodling. Don't put it on the internet that I'm anti-canoodling, but not on the football field.
Potential graphic.
Not on the football field.
I don't think you should be canoodling at your place of employment.
Not in your place of employment, and not really even in public.
I mean, if you're going to canoodle in public,
No,
whatever.
Have you ever, this is an oddly personal question. Have you ever pet your wife in public?
No, I would not.
No, of course you would.
I'm just saying, like, if that happens, whatever, at least you're not at your place of employment. You know, you're not
That's
around
true.
your peers and your coworkers.
Just keep it
You
safe
know,
distance.
if you're off in a park and you're engaged in petting, whatever.
High school dance, just keep a safe distance. All right, Joey, what do we got for headlines today?
Okay, headline number 1. This organ, we're talking about the instrument, like the keyboard. This organ will play one composition until 2640. It's redefining how slowly music can be
Whoa.
played.
Okay. I love the sound of organs.
So it's just set to play a singular thing for 600 and
Yeah, but like the
14
slow
years.
part kind of messes me up because I don't want to
Yeah.
hear that it's playing one note every
I have
10
interest.
years.
I definitely have
I have
interest.
a little interest, but I'm concerned that it's going to be a little,
Okay.
Anyway, what's the next story?
Entire Spider-Man screening evacuated after filmgoers' rancid farts caused chaos. Shout out to Schaefer for providing me this one.
Unfortunately, that's going to have to
I
be
had
the one.
told you this was a thing.
Yeah.
It's got to be the choice.
First of all, I just learned yesterday that there was a new Spider-Man movie. So
Right, yeah.
this is exciting. And
You haven't seen any of Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
I don't think so.
Which are all very good.
I
by the
knew
way.
that Tom Holland was Spider-Man
Right.
now.
That's
but
good.
I don't
that
think I've seen him.
The secret identity of Spider-Man did not elude you.
No,
That's
it didn't.
Very
And
good.
there was a Zendaya situation. She was in
Ah.
there. I knew that she was in there. Entire Spider-Man screening evacuated after filmgoers' rancid farts caused chaos. A screening of the latest Spider-Man film was thrown into chaos after one of the cinema goers reportedly cleared the entire auditorium with their rancid farts. Movie fans watching Spider-Man Brand New Day were first to abandon the screening on Saturday after a foul smell spread through the packed cinema. Well, we are talking about people who love comic books, people.
Do you think this is going to be like the Magic tournament thing where you have to
That's what it feels like.
you have to have showered and have good hygiene to come to the theater?
Yeah, I hate to stereotype, but
Yeah, we're there.
rather than sit through the stench, hundreds of viewers got up and left the darkened screen, spilling into the corridor of the cinema at the Plaza Boca Grande in Colombia. This is in Colombia. Footage from the scene shows crowds gathered outside the auditorium with some people covering their noses. Really? That's pretty bad. A person dressed as Spider-Man could be seen mingling with disappointed filmgoers. According to local reports, the culprit has not been identified. Don't they know that whoever smelt it dealt it? Don't they?
That's the general rule.
Don't they abide by the rules in Colombia?
Yeah, that's I don't understand. Maybe this doesn't get down to South America. Maybe that's only a North America thing.
It's unclear whether they failed to make it to the toilet in time or if someone deliberately let off a stink bomb as a prank. I mean, just because they farted doesn't mean they had to go to the
They
bathroom.
did determine it wasn't like it wasn't like a stink bomb or something like that,
It
right?
was apparently
Okay.
this is just a fart, but they have not identified the person yet. So be aware when you go to the movie theaters and when you watch the new Spider-Man movie, because there could be maybe this is a case where this guy shows up in movie theaters all across the country and tries to,
Yeah, that must be
get people out of there.
That must be what it is, I guess. I'm more interested. I would have loved to have seen if anyone had stayed, if they got interviewed for did they make it all the way through the screening? It does appear that some people returned, other people just left entirely.
I'm not obviously don't fart in public, it's just not polite
Sure.
to do so. But I've never, like, I think people overreact to farts in public. That's, Kyle, get out the TikTok cam. I think people overreact to farts in public. I think when someone smells a fart, they want to make more out of it than what it actually is.
Okay.
They want to make fun of, they want to say, oh my God, gross, disgusting, more than they actually think it's disgusting.
Yeah, there's an element where people play up the smell of things.
There's
no question.
people that fart and it doesn't actually even smell, but yet they're like, oh, I have to get out of this room right now. Preemptor's like, no, you don't. It's okay. People fart, man. There's smells all over the place. Calm down.
I have no pushback on this opinion.
I'm not saying that farting is cool. Once again, don't put it on the internet that I said that. But I'm just saying, like, I think people
I feel like this has to be really bad to get a crowd of people to just leave.
Maybe, or maybe it's
Like,
just
is it possible an individual just dumped in their pants?
That's possible, certainly. Or
like
maybe
that happens.
Maybe it's possible that it's a bunch of people who are just playing up the fact that they smelled something and then everyone started running out of the theater because that's what you like. Oh, that's so bad. Like, come on,
So,
we're not in middle school. Somebody farted in the hallway, you cleared the whole thing out. Okay, whatever. You're in middle school. You're 12
instead
years
of
old.
fire, it's fart.
It's yeah.
To clear out of theater.
I think people need to grow up, you know?
Probably.
Sometimes you got to
There's
deal
no
with
doubt
some,
about it.
Sometimes you got to deal with some stuff.
Yeah.
I don't, at the same time, I don't know how bad this
That's
was.
just it.
Yeah.
It's hard to pass judgment without knowing what past their noses.
In the break, I'm going to read about this organ that is going on a 639-year endeavor of playing this song. So we will do that, and we will take a break. Maybe I'll update you after this. We'll also have our first ever and maybe last ever Husker auction featuring Michael Severe coming up next on 1620 The Zone. All right, so a couple weeks ago, we had this idea, and it was born from the idea that Nebraska doesn't have any super standout players this year from the perspective of not one guy is going to have all of the production for the team, like whatever it is. Obviously, you have your quarterback. So we thought that we would do an auction and see who goes for the most money or whatever it might be. And then we were sort of trying to figure out how to do it and what exactly to do. And I don't know that we've ever even really got to the finish line on that idea. But we decided we would loop in Michael Severe to basically invite him to the Titanic, where he comes down and the ship sinks.
And then I found out he absolutely loves auctions.
Hi, Michael.
Good morning. Good morning. Anthony Calandria will have 65% of the total offense. So. He had 64 last year. Every year he's been a quarterback. He's gone up. So I'm going to go 65% for him between his running and his passing.
Will you spend all 50 of your fake dollars on Anthony Calandria?
The last time I did an auction draft, it was really weird. I had to fill in for Matt Schick. Matt Schick's leagues, this big old league.
No.
He was in the middle of being on the air. He couldn't get off the air. Called me, asked me. I drafted, I think, whatever quarterback I drafted for him, I drafted off way too much money, like $35 or something like that. And I think I may have gotten like 3 quarterbacks. I'm not an auction draft guy. Never have been. Screw you, Bill Simmons, if you think that auction drafts are the best way to go. They're just stupid. But yes, let's do this.
He does say that. He talks about how people who do regular drafts are basically bumbling idiots.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The auction is amazing.
Oh, wow.
It's not true. I can't stand the auction.
It's
Here's the thing about the auction draft. It's always the same thing. It's some guy who is just out overbidding everything every time, and then you get to the end and he's got like $1 left and he's building $1 on everything, but he can't get anything. I hate that guy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
That's
basically.
you.
No, that's not always me.
That's not always me.
Not always. No, that person uses their money early and then they can't throw their money around and they have to sit around and try to bargain buy at the end, and then they usually crash out because they have no money and somebody they wanted went for 2 and they can't bid that much.
Standard draft, baby. Let's go. Let's run them out.
I agree. 7-player teams, we've decided, and we're going to do 4 guys on offense and 3 guys on defense. We get $50 total to draft whoever the heck we want.
Every
now,
player needs to be at least $1.
just for posterity's sake, we will keep track and do the most simple point system that you could possibly imagine.
Right.
We are awarding 1 point for touchdowns for offensive players, just touchdowns, right? And you got to be the guy with the ball who crosses the end zone. Passing touchdowns don't count. Sacks, tackles for losses, and interceptions.
Yeah.
So no points for Anthony Calandria's touchdowns.
No points for Anthony Calandria's passing
touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns count.
Okay. All right. Not even 4. Okay.
This is all made up anyway.
A half a point for maybe.
Yeah. No. Well, do you want to give him a half a point?
I mean, passing touchdowns are important. He's gonna have like 35 of them.
I mean,
It'd have to be like a
point?
quarter of a point.
A quarter of a
otherwise,
point?
there'd be no point to not spend all of your money on Anthony Calandria.
But I think he could potentially lead the team in rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, no, he's going to be a very expensive player.
Yeah, it's possible.
Do we want to give him a quarter of a point for touchdowns?
I'm just messing around. You don't have to do it.
Okay. I think we stick with our system.
It doesn't matter ultimately because we're going to put this up to a vote anyway. All right, let's do it.
All right.
Anthony Calandria is now up for. Should we just bring up Anthony Calandria for bidding right away since he's going to be the most expensive guy?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Anthony Calandria is now up for bidding.
I think you have to put a number to start.
You got to put a number in.
I would like to start the bidding since I've definitely done this before at $15.
Okay.
Oh,
That's expensive.
A lot of the
'Cause
budget.
you only have 50.
I'll go 16.
16 on Schaefer. 16 on Schaefer.
Thank you, auctioneer Joey.
yeah. I'll take $20.
20 from, 20
there
from
it
Severe. 20 on Severe.
Severe admitted he loves quarterbacks and spending money.
Do we got?
I'm out at 20.
I will go $22.
22
Okay.
from Happer.
All right, I'm out.
You're
I'm
out too,
I'm
damn
out.
it!
I'm
I
out.
didn't want it for
Happer.
$22.
Anthony
I'm out.
Calandria for $22.
Sold.
The
Damn it.
new record amount.
I only have.
Incredible.
I don't have very much money left.
$28 left.
$28 left. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
$28 left. All right. The next guy. So Joey just marked this down. Thank you.
Yep.
Do we
I'm
want
keeping track too. If you need.
Okay, so Michael, you can nominate the next player.
All right, I'm gonna go Isaiah Hunter for. So it's going to $7 because that would be how many you would have for 7 players.
Okay.
Okay.
You got $7 from Severe, $7 from Severe.
I'll
Do
go
we get more?
$8 on Isaiah Hunter.
$8 from Schaefer, $8 from Schaefer. Do we have more?
I had $10 on Isaiah
$10
Hunter.
from
Okay.
Happer. What a risky move from Happer. Do we got more?
Michael's done.
He's out.
I'm out.
You can
I'm
go.
out.
What's up? I have all the players.
Sold to Happer.
I'm becoming the guy that Michael hates immediately.
For $18. 5 players remaining.
So you said $10? You spent $10 on him, you said?
I
Yeah.
spent $10 on
Yeah.
Isaiah Hunter, who I
Yeah,
think is
okay.
going to be their leading receiver this
Yep.
year. I think he's probably their best offensive player. That's not their quarterback, so I'm pretty excited about that. Actually,
Okay.
all right, you put up a guy.
We're going wide receivers. I'll go Ja'Cory Barney, and we'll go with Michael Severe's 7 again.
$7 from Schaefer.
I'm
$7
out.
from Schaefer. Connor's already out.
I'll go 8.
Eight,
I'll go 8.
I'll go
$8 from
9.
Severe. 9 from Mike Schaefer. His favorite number 9.
I'll go 10.
10 from Severe. 10 from Severe.
All right, I'll go 11.
11 from Schaefer.
You got him.
All right.
$11.
Corey
Corey Barney.
I believe this is the year that he doesn't trip every time he's touched.
I have to see it to believe it.
And I get a bonus because he might return one as a punt.
That's true. You could get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You could potentially
Awesome.
get that. All right, I'm going to put up a guy. I'm going to put up a guy by the name of Isaiah Mosey.
Okay. How many?
And I'd like to start the bidding for Isaiah Mosey at $4. Is that too low?
No, that's not too low.
$4.
It doesn't matter. It's gonna go up.
Okay, $4.
$4 from Happer. Do we get a buyer more than $4? $4. Do we get?
I'll take $12 for Isaiah Mosey.
$12 from Severe. Do we-
I am way out at $12.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm
That's
out.
fine.
Sold
Good.
to
Nice.
We got it out if he went 5.
Buy the guy you want.
Michael is
That's my starting running back.
Michael's already not enjoying this.
Mosey was he's my starting running back. I've been saying it all offseason. I think he's the guy. So.
I'd like to put no,
it's
not my
Severe's turn to nominate.
Let's go with a defensive player. Let's
Okay.
go Williams Nweri, the former 4.5 5-star. Let's go $4.
$4 from
I'm
Severe.
gonna
Do
go
we get
$5 on Williams Winneri.
Yeah, I want to play this game. I'm at 6.
$6 from Schaefer. Do we have more than $6? $6 from Schaefer. $6 from Schaefer.
All right,
Sold to
put him on
Schaefer.
my team.
Okay, you got $17 on Ja'Cory Barney and Williams
I
Winneri.
like it.
And Michael spent 12 to get who?
Isaiah
Mosey, baby.
That's
And
right.
then
But
was it
nobody bid
10?
against him.
Was it 10 or 11 on Hunter?
10.
Hunter's 10.
Okay, so 22 spent for Michael.
How much of
No, I have one player.
Yeah,
I have Isaiah Mosey.
I got Hunter for
He got Hunter. Yeah, he got
Hunter
Hunter.
for 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, put up a guy, Schaefer.
We already got one running back out there. Let's go with another. Let's go with Quentin Ives for $1.
Yeah, I'm out of that.
I do not want Quentin Ives for $1.
I'll take Connor Booth for $1.
You want Quentin Ives for
I'll take
$1?
Quentin Ives for $1.
Quentin Ives for $1. It's a good Connor Booth for $1. You can take. You can.
I'm just saying. Over. I mean, between the two of them, I'm going to Connor Booth.
Okay,
he may recover a fumble on special teams for a touchdown.
He could also just randomly be in there as a short yardage back because they love Quentin Ives.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's true. He could be. And don't forget, they're playing North Dakota, so he'll play a lot.
We're just taking him, throwing him, stash him in at $1.
I will put up Quasi Gilmer.
Okay.
Quasi Gilmer. The biddings. Where did we start the bidding on Hunter? Like
4,
7.
7. Yeah.
All right,
seven.
so let's put Gilmer at 5.
Okay.
$5 Quasi Gilmer. Anybody interested?
I'll go 6.
I'm out.
I will go 7.
And I'll go 8.
All right, you can have him.
Thank you. I think he's the number 1 pass catcher. So.
I like it.
Okay.
I just have Hunter, so I'm already invested in Hunter already.
Yeah, we all have one.
Yeah. No, I got one wide receiver. Yeah.
Okay, Michael. No. Who's next?
You went, so it's Michael's putting somebody else.
Luke Lindenmeyer, solid $4.
I'm out.
I'll go 5.
Ooh. You can have him.
Okay. I have 3 of my offensive players.
You're taking the low buy guys
Well,
a little bit.
got some money left to spend here.
The undervalued guys.
I think I have 4 players total, and I have spent what?
1,
I forget what
11,
Mary was. Spent
I need to-
16.
I need to start buying some guys.
You're at $17. Looks like to me, right?
Well, what's Winery?
Winery was at 6.
Okay, so I have him.
So 6, 11, 12, and then Schaefer. Oh, 11. I'm sorry. 23.
Yep, that's right.
You put up a guy.
$27 left, and I get 3 more players. Okay. Let's go Jamal Rule.
Oh.
Where did you
And
start on this?
I will start this at $9.
$9.
What the hell? You can have him, buddy.
All right, good. I'm done. I got my offensive players.
I was gonna go in on him for like 6.
I know. That's why I bid you out. You don't have enough money to go in on him.
I have enough money. How dare you? I'll bid 10.
Are you really? Are you really bidding 10? Are you really bidding 10?
Yeah, why not?
Joey's currently not auctioning it off. So
Is it done? Is it gone?
No, no, next gen shut down, of course. So you might,
no!
you might be trapped in the auction draft forever,
Okay,
Michael.
so if you're going 10, I'll go 11.
I'm out.
Okay.
All right, so you made him spend $2 more. I like it.
Yep,
Sounds
I
like
have all my offensive players, so whatever I have left remaining is spent for defense.
Okay. Let's put
Happer to nominate.
let's put up Owen Chambliss. Owen Chambliss defensively, and I will start the bidding at $8 for Owen Chambliss.
Ooh, that's high.
It is pretty high.
And you
But-
get points for TFLs and
TFL
sacks.
sacks and interceptions, of
Like
which you could
basically
have all
takeaways,
3.
right?
Yeah,
So if you get a fumble recovery, that counts too.
sure. I see.
Okay.
Not that Nebraska ever picks up fumbles.
$8.
$8 for. Okay. I'm out.
I'll go 9.
I'll go 10.
I'm out.
You can
Between
have
you
him.
two.
You can have him.
Okay, $10. $10 on Owen Chambliss.
Dropping $10 on. So you got 3.
Yeah, I need to start going to the bargain bin a little bit, but I like my guys right now.
Ooh, you should like your guys.
I got Tony.
Oh, yeah, $42.
22,
22, 10, 30, 32.
For 4 players. Is that right?
I wish.
Well, eventually, I only have 2 spots left, so I'm going to be out. So then it'd be you and Michael.
And we're all just going to be spending, bargain bin. I don't actually know how much money I have left right now.
You have $8 for 4 players.
$8.
Yeah, $8. Yep.
$8 for players.
I have $17 for 2. I'm not sure what Michael's at.
Okay,
I have spent 8 and I spent 12, so I spent 20.
Okay.
let's do it. Who's next?
I believe it is Michael's turn to nominate again after Owen Chambliss was.
Let's go with the other Janarian Bonner.
Janarin Bonner.
Guys,
I like it.
Why stick touchdowns?
I'm out. I
Just,
have 4
you didn't even
offensive
hear the
players.
number yet.
I have
$2.
Yeah, I like $2. I wish I could just say $2 equal, but I guess I have.
You have to go 3 if
No,
you're
I'm
going to do
not.
it.
I'm not. You
Okay.
can have them at $2.
I like this for you. This is good.
That's my last offensive player, I believe.
By the way,
So now you can get 2 offensive players for $2.
That's
No, I have one more offensive player I need. I
Okay.
have Mosey, I have Gilmore, and now I have Bonner.
one piece of feedback from Jordan on the text line. I just turned my radio into this. Please move on from the segment. This is so dumb. Sometimes you just have to cut bait. This was a fail. Wrong, Jordan. We have to finish it.
We do have to.
At this point, we have.
I'm having a blast. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Joey's the only one not having fun with next gen Van
Yeah, Joey is
Yeah,
actually.
next gen is causing issues for Joey. All right,
Yeah.
so I've got to nominate a defensive player. I am going to nominate Andrew Marshall, and I'm going to nominate him for $5.
Can I spend $5 on Andrew Marshall? I
No,
can't. I
You
can't.
cannot.
I don't have
no.
enough money to do so.
All right, I have Andrew Marshall.
You have him.
All right. I'd like to nominate. Let's put up another offensive guy because I need one. Let's put up Cortez Mills
How much?
for $2.
I can't bid.
Have Cortez Mills.
I'm locked out.
Okay.
I've got 4 offensive
Michael, you're not
players.
interested in Cortez Mills?
I'm not.
I'll take Cortez Mills for $2. I should have put up Tyke Hayes just to see what happened, but I did not.
You could have. That was the idea with Quentin Ives.
Okay. Who's coming up next?
I will put up Jasir Whittington for $4.
For $4. TFLs and sacks.
This is his guy.
Yeah. I'm interested, but I can't. I'm afraid I can't.
I'm out.
Yeah. I'm a big Jasir Whittington guy, for the record. So, Michael, you get him.
$4. Woohoo!
What do you have
$4.
left in your piggy bank over there, Michael?
I have 12 and then 20, 22, 26. So I have another 24.
Okay. You got a lot of money left.
I have 0.2 cents remaining in my draft. Schaefer, will you put up a guy?
All right. Riley Van Poppel,
Ooh, how much?
$6.
Okay, absolutely not.
You have him for $6.
Yeah.
I'll take him for $6.
You
I
absolutely
have
have-
my team.
Nice.
I have
You
$6
just had
remaining.
$6 left.
No, I had 11, I think.
Wow,
Or 12.
You could have just spent $11 on Riley Van Poppel if you wanted to.
I
but
thought about it.
I'm glad you did not. All right, I will put up Dexter Foster.
Okay.
Dexter Foster for $2.
I'm out. I have my team.
Yeah, you
I'm
do.
done.
Yeah, his team.
James Severe balling right now.
Yeah, take him for $2. That's fine.
I love Dexter Foster. I'm in
Happer.
on Dexter Foster.
I just hope he can stay healthy. You know, he's injured.
He is an injured guy. He does happen to be injured sometimes.
Yep.
So do I still need an offensive guy?
Let's see.
I
You
don't
got
know who you
one, two. You have three offensive guys. Schaefer.
I need an offensive guy, and I still need one
Happer.
more defensive guy.
And you have
I
like-
think I have like 5.
I'm gonna nominate Quinn Clark for $3.
Yeah, sure.
That's my
can have
final offensive guy.
I will do Carter Nelson for $1.
Oh, are you buying in on the Carter Nelson buzz?
At $1.
And he is yours.
Like the Bob buzz, but
Thank you.
Carter Nelson
I will
buzz?
take Carter Nelson for $1. Absolutely.
Okay.
He is yours.
Thank you.
Cade Petschok,
Good one.
$5.
I obviously cannot match his $5.
You cannot.
The end of this auction really turned out to be kind of a bummer.
This is what happens.
as
This is
Michael-
what Michael told
This is
me.
what I was talking about.
This is exactly as
Someone
Michael
spends all
predicted.
their money on
Make sure
Porter.
1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 offensive. I have 2 defensive. I need one more defensive player. You nominating somebody?
Yeah, I'm gonna put up Owen Stoudemire. Owen Stoudemire for $1.
That's yours.
Cool. I got one more spot left. I think I have like $3 left, so I'm pretty excited.
I feel like you have more than 7 players already, but I'm not entirely sure.
I don't think that's true.
Happer has 1. Happer has Calandria. He has Hunter.
Yep.
He has Cortez Mills.
Yep.
And he has Carter Nelson.
Okay.
And then on defense, he has Stoudemire. And he has Chambliss. And he has Foster.
So he's done.
He's done. He's done.
That's a good team. I like my
Okay.
team.
So I will take.
I ended up with Ja'Cory Barney, Jamal Rule, Luke Lindenmeyer, Quentin Ives, Williams Winery, Riley Van Poppel, Andrew Marsh.
That's a good team too.
I'm happy with my team.
Okay, so we'll put out these.
I need one more player, and I'm gonna take Anthony Jones.
Good one.
I'll just take him for $2. And there you go.
There's our draft.
Look at this.
Our auction, which is not a draft.
Sold to all you guys.
I will send the list. I will send the list over to whoever wants it.
Thank
I don't know
Send
who
send
had
it
a
to me. I'll
worse-
make a graphic.
I'm not sure who had a worse experience here. Listeners who were just completely thrown off.
Are they upset?
Who basically has had the last
The
10
chat
minutes right.
has decided, Michael, that this was not a good segment. I didn't think it was that bad.
I think the chat sometimes will pile on itself.
That is true.
The chat was derailed when a guy threw out a tree fact that wasn't a real fact, and then he got
That's
mad.
Real quick, you guys know
It is a real fact.
Tree City USA is a
It's like
normal
a
thing.
thing, yeah.
They give to different cities. Papilion's had it now for 30 straight years, and so different cities in Nebraska have it. Every Arbor Day, they
Don't
bring
tell me
out.
that. Tell the guy on the
That's
comments.
That's how Tree City USA works.
He tried to declare
So.
that Lincoln had the most trees per capita.
Well, we've all been to Oregon, right? I mean, that's not true. Every town in Oregon has more trees per capita. I mean,
And that's why Oregon. That's why Dylan Raiola likes it there so much.
We just
And
got
mountains.
Chat. This was fun.
thank you. It was fun.
Fun. I like this.
I had a good
Matt
time.
writes in. He says, "I like the segment. I just don't know anyone on this bad roster." Which is, I think, part of the reason why we
Right.
like to do it. In
Well,
the
give you
first
a
place.
chance. We talked about 21 players. I mean, I don't know who the best player was that didn't get taken. We went through all the offensive players.
Well, Makai Nelson might start, so that's one.
Okay.
Makai Nelson,
Luke Sorensen could be on there. Cam Leonard was up on the
Shavers,
podium.
nobody took Shavers.
Shavers could start. Donovan Jones will start. Dwayne McDougal will start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would much rather have Makai Nelson than Quentin Ives.
Okay.
But I was basically just vulturing touchdowns is what I was thinking there. So
Well, You got Quentin Ives for $1,
Nice.
and
Has-
nobody balked.
To talk about what you guys are talking about, has any player from Nebraska been on any of the watch lists besides the Jet Award watch list for Ja'Cory Barney?
Well, Calandria was on the Maxwell.
He just got.
He is on the Maxwell. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And I would assume Justin Evans will be on the Remington list.
He
whatever.
should be. It hasn't come out yet, but all the ones that have come out yet, nobody. They got like 86 on one, 75 on the other, and
Michael, before we let you go, didn't watch list season used to be in like June? And
August 1st.
Did they
August
push back?
1st.
They push watch list season back.
It's been August 1st for a while. Ever since Football Writers Association started doing it like this, they've been putting it out on August 1st, and then every day they'll have a list. I've always put out the July 1st for the Jet Award.
As the man that runs the Jet Award here, how many people did you feel compelled to put on a list? Did they give you a guideline for what they want?
No, I did. We're not a member of the Football Writers yet. We're trying to be. I always put out 20. That's just my number. It's hard because you got freshmen who are going to be on there. You really don't know
who's going to be the return man.
Exactly. You got to base off of last year. You got to look at people that were on different conference teams, and so we have 20 on there this year. And Ja'Cory Barney's the one Nebraska guy. Little known fact: only one finalist ever in the history of Jet Award from the University of Nebraska. You know what it is?
And that would have been
One finalist ever, history of the Jet Award at Nebraska, and my guess is DPE.
DPE 2014. Yep.
Which is a deserving year for sure.
He could have easily won it.
Don't punt to him. Michael, thank you for doing this. We appreciate it. Please send me the list.
I thought it was a blast.
I had fun. I just hope the listeners had fun.
Okay. As we always said, Kevin and I said, we do the show for ourselves, not for anybody else.
Well, did you have fun then?
I had a blast. It was good. It is. Someone wants to know if this is Grinder. What does Grinder have to do with this? I'm sorry. I shouldn't read the chat.
Don't ever read.
Don't ever read the chat. Sorry about
Michael.
that. Bye, guys.
That's Michael Severe, and that is our first and maybe last Husker auction of all time. When we come back, Sam McEwen will join us on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Happer and Schaefer rolls on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer, and we're joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline by our good friend Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald. Hi, Sam. What's up?
Not much, guys. How are you?
Good. How was day one, or I guess pre-day one of camp yesterday?
Oh, I love that setup. So we got 3 guys at the podium, and then we got the side podiums for, 15, 20 minutes each player. Riley Van Papa was probably in there all told about 35 minutes. He's a good guy and was kind of doing some one-on-one interviews. But that's a really good setup because even though the players might get the same question twice a couple of times, they're usually a little bit more unguarded, and they'll give you a little bit more about just more of their personalities and more of who they are than they will on that main podium. So I really liked it. I feel like we got some interesting insights from players. You get a vibe of where they feel like the program is at going into training camp.
Did you feel like Calandria was like purposefully, short? I guess not that it really matters one way or the other, but did you feel that was a purposeful thing from him yesterday?
I think it is purposeful, but I also think it's part of who he is. I think he's a guy that tries to keep it pretty tight. If you listen to him talk about the 2 guys that he liked the most in college, Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel, neither one of those guys were like that, actually. And I think it's possible that Anthony's learned a little bit from maybe some of the experiences that those 2 guys had in college. But I also think Calandria has some of that energy in him. And I think we're going to see it come out in the games. That's probably where you're going to see it. And then he'll have to talk about it, after the fact. But yeah, I think he's probably always been a little bit like that. And I also think his head coach doesn't want him to get over his skis too much. I think he wants him to stay present and stay in the moment and, lead this team. And I think that's what he's there to do. Now they start winning some games and they start winning games that people don't expect them to win. And I think you're going to see him kind of come out of his shell a little bit.
Sam, one of the things we've sort of learned in the transfer portal era is that sometimes the first year a player arrives, they have to put in the work, obviously, learn the system, but they can flourish in that second year. Particularly, we've seen it with defensive backs. Does Jameer Khan strike you as a guy who could be set up for having a nice year for Nebraska after putting in the work, special teams, and everything else? I feel like his name has come up a lot, and he talked again yesterday, and could be someone that plays the safety off of Dwayne McDougal as well.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. He's one of the guys that I think benefited from the defensive coordinator change. To be candid, I think he's a little bit different player than John Butler was playing, and so you could see him in the nickel spot. But if Donovan Jones moves to that nickel spot, which that's where he's been working, doesn't mean he can't go back out to corner, but it is where he's been working. Then Khan could be the safety opposite Dwayne McDougal. Now, to be clear, they have options at safeties. They got some talented guys back there. Rex Guthrie is a talented player, and he is a guy that if he's healthy and he's worked a little bit on his tackling, then I think he's a guy that you want to put on the football field because he will go and hit you. So Khan's going to have to work back there, and then I think Donovan Jones is super talented too. I mean, he looks like a guy that they used to get. I mean, he's not quite as tall as Eric Haig, but he's in that Haig area. So to speak. And so, they've got some talented players, but I think Jameer Khan's leadership and his toughness and his personality has won over the guys around him. And it's just a little bit different group, guys. This defense is a little bit different, certainly different than the group that they had in 23, the first year of Rule, different than 24, and a little bit different from last year. I think this group's going to be a little more boisterous. They're just a little bit different in terms of like their age. It's hard to put your finger on, but there's a pretty big gap between like the Nick Henrich era Husker. Nick was a high school senior, I think, in 2019, so pre-COVID, and then a guy in 2026 who's like a sophomore. They're just a little bit different of guys, and I felt that yesterday. I couldn't exactly write it, but I felt
right.
Like, yeah, these guys, this isn't Ty Robinson. This isn't the Ty Robinson era. I don't feel like I'm talking to a Johnny Bullock. Like these guys are just a little different, and not in a bad way. Like in a way of like, they're just a little younger. The defense was very old the last 3 years. It's about mid-level this year, and it's going to get much older next year. But I do like the vibe. I think they've got an excited and willing to learn kind of vibe among those defenders.
Can all of this, which I think is an astute observation, and then this being a little bit more whatever it is on the rails, I suppose, defensively, can that lead to where Nebraska's trying to finally go under Rule and where they haven't really got to yet, which is taking the ball away or creating explosive plays, at least on defense? I was just looking it up. Javen Wright was the leading TFL plus sack guy last year. It was 12 total, 9 TFLs and 3 sacks, which is a fine year. But it's not explosive enough on defense for Nebraska. Is this the group to finally make that jump?
Maybe. I think it's possible. I think they're going to have to scheme it up a little bit. And Rob Orch is going to have to scheme into some things in terms of sacks and TFLs. If you're talking about takeaways, man coverage defenses aren't necessarily going to get you as much of that. If they're in zone schemes and they're watching the quarterback, they're going to be a little bit more susceptible to certain routes, but simultaneously they'll be able to intercept the ball. I'm not going to say they're going to take the ball away more until they do it. Like I have to see it to believe it. And there's cycles, guys, where there's just eras where the defenses are a little bit ahead of the offenses. Bo Pelini got it there a couple of different times in his stints as coordinators, and then when he was the head coach at Nebraska for a bit. And then there's times when the offenses are ahead of the defense. I think we're going to be in a year where the offenses are pretty darn good. A lot of these teams have very experienced quarterbacks. Not that they won't make mistakes, but they know how to make plays. These are older quarterbacks. Nebraska needs to keep up on offense. And that Maryland, I don't know exactly what they're going to be, but I talked to people in Chicago, and Maryland was a name that came up of this is a team that could surprise.
I'm interested.
And
yeah, definitely have talent.
The other thing that comes out of in talking to people is Michigan State's got a long way to go, I suspect. But two things are true about Michigan State. One, they really like their quarterback. They think that guy's good. And I won't try to pronounce it.
Milivojevic.
Yeah, there you go. Well done.
Thank you.
And two, it was a risk, but they went out and got a ton of transfers. And so their team is not young. It's older, and it's transfer filled. Now, can those guys all kind of get their stuff together? If they can, that's probably a decent team. Now, I don't know if they're going to be able to get it all worked out, but they've got a good defensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator, we'll see. He's kind of been recycled a couple of times. We'll see. And offensively, they could be decent. I don't think they're going to be great, but they might not be half bad. Nebraska's going to have to score points. They just have to go into the season expecting to, if they're going to win some of the games they want to win, to score 24, 28, 31 points. If they don't do that and they go out to Oregon, Mr. Cornfields is going to be playing in the fourth quarter because Oregon's going to score. Oregon's going to put points on the board. So you better keep up with them because you're not going to hold them to 10 points out there.
I want Mr. Cornfield
to
stick.
Is incredible.
I really want that to stick. So I was going to ask an entirely different question, but you said something there at the end that got my brain going. Do you think there's a sense of urgency from Matt Rule, from Dana Holgerson about scoring points? Because I never got that indication last year. I don't understand, and this is one of the big criticisms I have of with Matt Rule. I don't understand how they looked at last year and thought that they were going to be able to play a defensive-oriented game plan when you were fielding a defense that you knew was a little bit worse. So it just struck me as odd. The offense never felt like it had urgency. Everything they did was plotting. Do you think that changes this year from up top, not just having, Anthony Colandrea versus Dylan Raiola, but is it a systemic change? Is it a in the fabric of what they're trying to do? Do you think there's urgency for the offense this year?
I do. Yep. I do think there's urgency for the offense. Very much so. For one thing, they wanted to go out and get a guy that could run. So the pecking order for quarterbacks at Nebraska for the transfer guys, as we all know, it was Kenny Minchie was number one. And then it was a trio of Calandria, Aiden Childs, and gosh, a guy from Missouri
Lagway.
whose name I can't remember.
Oh,
No,
Bo Pribula.
No.
oh,
Yep. Lagway was not. Lagway does not. He was going where he was going, and they wanted a guy who could run. So Pribula, however you say his name, was in there too. And I think Calandria got there first, and they're like, "Yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy that we want because he kind of fits where we want to go." And so, yeah, I think the intentionality for scoring points is real. Like yes, they want to score and they want to move the ball, and I think they're willing to move at a quicker tempo because they have a quarterback who can move at a quicker tempo, and in fact, likes we're moving at a quicker tempo. Like if you tell Calandria, "Hey, we're going NASCAR," I think Calandria is like, "Yeah, that's the speed I move best at." So I think you're going to see that from them, and no question about it. This is a year where Dana Holgerson is expected to attack and expected to go after it. Last year was last year. I will just say that I think there were times last year when they got behind and they were like, "Well, screw it, we better go do what we need to do," and they played better. And I'm not exactly sure why it was hard for them at times to get going in second and third quarters of games, but some of that's on Dylan, some of that's on Dana, so on and so forth. So I don't know. I think last year was not a success in like the way that you would define it, but I will say that it was a success in the sense that like that season could have been 5-7 because there was enough going on and enough drama and enough whatever, especially with the quarterback, that like that could have gone in a very bad direction and it ended up 7-6. Like it could have been 2019 Nebraska, but it was 2025 Nebraska, and they kept the thing on the rails. This year, their expectation is like, I think one of the things behind we didn't come here to go 7-6 is that Matt Rule went through spring camp and an off season not feeling many of the things that he felt last year, which is like, I don't know. I think he feels great about this team, and I think he likes them, and I think he likes his quarterback, and he likes a lot of the components of that offense too. It's just a bunch of Rule guys. It's like a lot of guys that he recruited, that he wants to work with, and I think the vibe around it is good. Now they got to go out and do it because the schedule is number 1, number 2, and number 6 teams in the country. And oh, by the way, Indiana got the second most first place vote. Yeah. So there's coaches literally sandbagging Indiana in the polls. It's just bizarre.
Sam, as always, appreciate your time, man. Thanks for joining us this week. We'll talk to you next week.
Take care.
Sam McEwen from the Omaha World Herald. Lots of stuff from that.
Yeah, all I want to do is react right now.
I have lots of thoughts. So do we just hold it for the next segment?
Yes.
All right. We'll do that after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. Final couple minutes of the 8 o'clock hour here on Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Thanks to Sam McEwen and Michael Severe for each joining us this hour. If you missed it, we had our first ever, and maybe not our last ever, because we came up with another auction idea after we did the first auction, the Husker auction. You can check it out at 1620thezone.com or wherever you get your podcasts, or rewind the YouTube, whatever you want to do. But we were thinking about, we're kicking around a basketball auction or a basketball draft of sorts among all of the local teams.
Yeah.
And we were throwing out certain stipulations as to requirements for the team, or, you know, you have to have at least one UNO guy, or you have to have you have to have
one of everybody that's a D1 basketball team in the state.
Yeah. And then we could do either an entire women's basketball version, or just have like one or two women on that team.
Yep.
Something that we could consider.
And then we were throwing about, like, Severe was a pretty obvious choice for the football version of this.
Who would do our basketball draft?
And we came up, now I'm trying to think, we try to get to 4 total people for it. We expand. We have smaller rosters, but we make it harder by having a 4th
Make the bidding go up. I think Sam would actually be a good inclusion on that.
Because he loves college basketball.
He loves basketball. Jacob would be an obvious one.
Women's basketball, Sam follows very closely as well.
Yeah,
So
we could get Bigelow would do it.
Oh, man. Do you think we go 5?
Bigelow would be taking dudes from like way down under. He'd be like, I'd like to spend $14 on the 9th bench guy from Nebraska because I've heard good things about him.
Yeah. I don't know. Joey would hate it because I don't know how it would work with the stream. The stream aspect of it with 5 different people would be difficult.
Well,
4, you'd have the 4 box.
We do it in studio.
Could do it in studio.
Yeah, that would work.
Auction day.
Do it in.
We have the space.
Bayamon says, might as well just expand to 24. Everybody's doing it.
The rosters would be tough at that point.
I think so. But that's what they're saying about the college football playoff.
That is what they are.
It didn't stop them. John writes in, a basketball draft? Sorry, John, not for you, unfortunately. And then the other thing we were going to do is react to what a variety of different things that Sam said. First and foremost, Mr. Cornfields.
Just incredible.
And he just threw it in there and acted like maybe we weren't going to hear it. I mean, it's the only thing I can hear now. Mr. Cornfield is Dylan Raiola's new nickname.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's in our style, right? We call people Mr. Desk and Mr. Whatever. Mr. Cornfield is unbelievable.
It would have worked if he was Mr. Mountains too.
Mr.
Or
Trees.
even Mr. Nature.
Mr. Trees.
Yeah. Well, there's someone else that's claiming Mr. Trees today. I think he's still lost in it.
Mr. Cornfields is pretty good. We could get our t-shirt guys on that. And then gosh, I just don't know if I agree about the offense and its sort of place. You know, we had that conversation the other day. I feel like this is the year they go back to turning the dial more toward the defense. But Sam, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it seems like he was sort of saying, no, I think this is where they're going to turn the dial up on offense.
Well, I think what he's saying is that in order for them to be the most successful, they have to be an offensive-led team.
I don't know that's true.
That's how I took it.
I don't know if I agree.
And I could be
that.
completely, and again, I don't want to put words in his mouth either.
I think we're essentially saying the same thing.
Right.
But I don't know that I agree with that. I'm not sure I agree with that.
I think the best version of Nebraska football right now is set up where the defense kind of carries things and the offense sort of works through it. And part of that
I agree.
is that I just don't know what it looks like offensively.
Because, and here's the other thing that he mentioned. He talked about how they wanted to get a running quarterback. And I don't know that that's true either. I think they happened upon Calandria. I think they were trying to make Minchie basically into another version of, you know, more successful, less egotistical Dylan Raiola.
Well, I think the multiple offense thing, like do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and now they happen upon Calandria, which I think is a good thing for them because he brings
also does a little of everything.
He brings this kind of like dynamic ability to the table and extension of plays
and has played.
But like they landed on that. That I don't think that was a I don't think that was a purposeful. We need to get a guy. We need to get our Diego Pavia.
Yeah.
Like they landed on it because they didn't get the first guy.
Regardless of what it is, I do. If it is true that there is urgency over there offensively, that would be good. Because
Yes.
It didn't feel like it for much of last year when they were plodding along to an average of 20, 22 points a game.
I know.
Power 5 competition.
They
Power
need
4
they
competition.
need to not screw it up so bad on
That would be
offense.
great.
That's where I would start with that.
That's another good shirt, right along with Mr. Cornfields. Don't screw it up.
Our offense is called Not Screwing It Up.
Yeah.
2026. By the way, Black Cat writes in as far as our basketball draft is concerned, Wesley Rosa, $50. Mike Schaefer.
If you thought Quentin Ives for $1 was an interesting decision,
He's just trying to run the bidding up on Wesley
wait
Rosa.
till
for-
you see what happens with Wesley Rosa.
All right, we'll come back in free ball right after this. Excuse me, on 1620 The Zone.
free balling now. I'm free balling now. I'm free balling now. I'm free balling now.
It's time for Free Balling, where the producer reads questions on things happening in the world of sports. Connor and Mike will have the answers.
All right. We're going to free ball.
Before we get there,
Okay.
I got something for you
All
here.
right.
Did you know there are more than 3,600 Tree City USAs?
Whoa!
And here's how you become a Tree City USA. It almost has nothing to do with the volume of
Is there
trees
like a
that you have.
$50 entry fee?
Have a tree board or a department. Make a local law for tree care. Spend at least $2 for each person on tree programs. Hold an Arbor Day event and make a public notice.
Well, that seems easy.
Tree City USA.
Not surprising to me that Lincoln could be among the 3,600 cities that is Tree City, USA.
That is incredible. Good job by Lincoln.
Can I share some new? Thank you. This is intelligence for your life, by the way. I would like to share some things about the 1620 The Zone golf tournament, which is coming up. But you know what? Let's do this first, and then I'll tell you the important information about the 1620 The Zone golf tournament and why you should show up. But what are the topics today, Joey?
All right, guys. Travis Hunter is still wearing the two-way jersey this camp, but head coach Liam Cohen says he's a cornerback and a package wide receiver. Do you think your 2 sees a more impactful version of the former Heisman winner?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he's very good.
I think he's awesome. I just wonder if we're going to see more defense than we are, wide receiver type
I
plays.
think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's how I think of him anyway. Obviously, you know more about offensive players just because that's the way we watch football.
They have
But
the ball.
I think that's where he could be a more impactful player.
Sure.
And if they want to work him in at wide receiver occasionally, then fine. He's certainly capable of
I just
doing
want him
so.
to be awesome. That's all I want.
Me too. Put him in the best position to be awesome.
Which wasn't letting him go to Jacksonville. But now that we're already there,
I don't know, man.
Liam Cohen's good.
Jacksonville might be cool.
It might be. It hadn't been.
No.
And maybe things are changing.
The London Jaguars.
They got back-to-back games over in London. People forget.
They played like 40% of their games over the last decade in London.
That is true.
What else?
The coaches poll came out on Tuesday, and 6 different teams received votes for first place. Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Notre Dame, and Indiana. There anyone else you'd even consider getting a vote preseason?
One, I was surprised there were 6 teams that got votes. That feels like a weirdly high number. Like most years, it feels like it's 2 or 3.
I thought you were just going to regurgitate the Peter Burns stat.
No. I saw you perk up, and I was like, he's thinking something else is coming here.
Wow, look at all these SEC teams who play all these top 25 teams.
Huh?
That's amazing. Not off the top of my head, I couldn't think of anybody
Miami's
else.
the only other one, and
Yeah.
you had kind of established yesterday that you're a little lower.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Is it offensive to put just in general in a poll? Is it offensive to have the returning national champion, which everybody thinks is going to be pretty good again, at number 6? Is that disrespectful to
No,
you?
because I think if you're assessing what you think the upcoming year is, you divorce yourself of how last year finished. So I'm just
that
shocked.
never happens, though.
Well, I mean, I'm shocked that Ohio State is just this team for everybody when I feel like you're getting a little bit lesser version of them than you have the previous couple of years from like an overall talent standpoint. But it's also to say they are one of the most talented teams no matter what.
I don't know if they're down. They're not down talent-wise. They're just not.
I think
It's
they're
not as
replacing-
flashy. It's just
Right.
not as flashy.
You don't have the known names yet on defense because those known names went in the first round.
Yeah. And then they will have more names that go in the first round this year.
Because this is what they do as a factory.
That's exactly right. So I guess that's why. I'm with you, though. They do seem to be the default. I don't know why Oregon's not the
I
default.
think it's Oregon.
Yeah.
And I don't even like Oregon.
Penn State was.
I mean, I like the state of Oregon, but I don't care about the football.
I
Do you like the
believe
trees over there?
in this
Trees are nice.
very poll last year, the preseason coaches poll, which once again, nonsensical poll. I believe in that very poll, Penn State was number 2.
Yeah. Penn State was expected
Penn
to be
State
a
was-
national title contender.
As I've said, like Oregon is this year's Penn State
Ooh.
preseason. I'm not saying they're going to fall off the rails and explode, but like that
Sounds
is
like you're saying Dan Lanning's going to coach somewhere in the ACC.
They are the next Big Ten team up.
Okay.
Oregon this
Yeah.
year. Penn State had a tough time with
There's
it last
definitely
year.
a little like, hey, are they going to finally win something that matters?
Absolutely.
So we'll
That's
find
what Penn State was last year, and they did not.
out. They didn't. They won Matt Campbell.
Nice. Congratulations.
You get a prize. All right, guys, let's talk golf. Bryson DeChambeau hosted a players-only meeting for Live Golf this week. Participants largely declined to comment other than to say they're behind the league. Work hasn't started on the tournament build out for August's big event. Can Bryson's pep talk help save Live Golf's team championship at the end of the month?
I don't believe so.
It feels like this thing is so dead in the water.
I believe Liv is wrapping up.
But I just really wanted to hear Joey say Bryson DeChambeau hosted a players-only meeting
Pretty funny.
for Live Golf.
And what's his team called? The Sharks or something?
I don't
The
know.
purple Sharks.
I follow very little of it other than to celebrate its eventual demise. I just, when I saw this headline, it was an immediate click of like, what the hell is Bryson DeChambeau, famously not liked by anybody,
All right.
I'm saying in a players-only meeting?
I'm going to name you all of the Bryson DeChambeau's team name, by the way, is the Crushers.
Okay.
I wasn't far off on the Sharks. Here are the 13 Live Golf teams.
Yes, there we go.
The Aces, the Cliques, the Crushers, the Fireballs, the High Flyers, the Korean Golf Club, Legion 13, Majestics, but like sticks, KGC, Range Goats, Ripper, Southern Guards, and Torque.
I am shocked this has not caught on like wildfire across the country.
There had to be a team named Torque.
Torque.
There's always a team name. There's always
Rippers.
a team or a guy named
Range Goats.
Torque. Who's on the
Who's on the Crushers besides Bryson?
okay? Paul Casey.
Okay. Used to be a pretty good golfer.
What's the guy's name? Howell. It starts with a C.
Charleston Howell.
Charles Howell.
Charles Howell.
Yeah.
That sound right?
Charles Howell. And then Lahiri.
I don't know.
I don't know who Lahiri is either. I was gonna say, how do they get all these people to populate these teams? These are
They
crazy.
paid him a bunch of money.
Dustin Johnson's team is the Aces.
Okay.
John Rahm's team is Legion 13.
Who's JGC?
JGC. KGC?
KGC.
That's Gooch. That's Gooch's team.
Okay. Taylor Gooch.
And Graham McDowell
Okay.
and Harold Varner.
All right.
This is terrible. What?
Terrible.
I cannot believe they haven't started up on their big event.
This is folding very quickly. What else?
One last question for Tree Ballin. Get it? Okay.
Nice. Joey.
Anyway,
Good job.
over at The Athletic, they've listed Cal, Florida, Louisville, Minnesota, Oklahoma State, South Carolina, TCU, and UNLV as college football playoff sleeper teams.
Oh.
Any that surprise you? Any that you rule out immediately?
I guess I have an admission. Like, thinking about college football playoff sleeper teams is just so weird to me now because there's too many teams. There's 12 teams that make the playoff.
Sure.
And I just, like, I can't. You could make the case for anybody. Couldn't you?
I mean, kind of.
I mean, except for teams in the MAC.
Sure.
And, I mean, you could make the case.
UNLV has the best chance out of this grouping because it has, this sounds bad, but the least it has to do, which is just win the Mountain West and be the number one group of 5 teams.
I mean, Boise has that exact.
Right. And
except for the
Boise's,
Pac-12.
the reason UNLV's a sleeper is that Boise's a favorite.
Okay.
But relative to Minnesota, UNLV's path to the college football playoff is easier.
Sure. Playoff sleepers.
Minnesota was the one where it's like I have not thought of Minnesota as a like fringe playoff team.
So is UNLV like the group of 5 favorite this year then? Is that
It's them or
Seems like
Boise.
it.
Boise?
Those are the two.
And then is
James-
anybody
James Madison in that list as well?
They
I
weren't on
think there's
this
a lot of like consternation for James Madison because it's the second time they've had a coach leave and take a bunch of players with them to go somewhere else.
Okay.
What
And
about
that's where the Bob buzz comes from.
same thing happened with Tulane,
Right.
too. They lost their coach.
And then you have Eric Morris took North Texas to Oklahoma State, which is why they're on this list.
Why isn't North Dakota State on here?
I've had other people ask me why North Dakota State doesn't have more college football playoff buzz. And I don't know if it's just there's wondering if they can just jump right up and
That would be
immediately
crazy.
compete. I don't think there's a big gap between group of 5 teams and the best teams in FCS, which North Dakota State had proven to be year in and year out.
Probably not, but their path to the playoff is,
So they gotta go through the Mountain West.
which is winnable for many, many teams
UTEP's doing it in 2028. Everybody can do it.
on your video game.
Yeah.
Schaefer playing video games. Yeah, I've never really thought of Minnesota as a fringe playoff contender, but certainly make the case. I mean, I'm down. I'm down for Minnesota to be a playoff team. I think that'd be kind of fun. And a lot of people would be pissed, but
The anger in this area would be so high. If PJ Fleck in like year 9
just go to the border of go on the Bob Carey pedestrian bridge and stand in the middle and say, "I'm sorry." Or PJ Fleck should come down and do a speech from there. Come to Minnesota. We come up by 35. We go to the college football playoff. I'm talking to you, Nebraska, and I'm talking to you, Iowa.
Wow.
It'd be pretty funny if he
That
did that.
would be wild.
He would be banging that drum really loud. He'd be saying "Road About Sky Mago Gophers" all the time. Coming up next, Andy Kendi joins the show on 1620 The Sub.
Lauren Michelson.
I'm hoping you guys can wake me up a little bit this morning.
Lauren Michelson.
I will not feel bad for any of you in Omaha.
Lauren Michelson.
So whenever, hits the fan,
Lauren Michelson. KETV Channel 7.
no other thing I'd rather be doing at 9:15, 9:20 in the morning than talking to you two.
Lauren Michelson on Happer and Schaefer, 1620 The Zone.
I am ready to get the heck out of here.
All right, so hopefully we made it so Andy could hear that, because it's not Lauren Michelson, but he wanted to hear Lauren's Open last time. And so how about that, Andy?
That's so good. It's amazing. The beef is the best. I was just bringing it up to her last night. I was like, oh my God, it's just the funniest story.
The funny thing is we only interviewed her 2 times to get all of those clips.
Yes.
It was easy.
Do you think she doesn't want to come on with us because she doesn't like the Open?
It was funny. She was like, I could do this interview we got planned, maybe Thursday or maybe Wednesday at 9:15. I was like, oh yeah, Wednesday at 9:15 works. Sure, go ahead.
And you're like, no.
Yeah,
Wednesday at
I was like,
9:15.
okay, sounds good. So all right, magically has work duties at 9:15. So here's Mr. Pinch Hitter.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
It's a team effort. So speaking of, we had this on the list to ask her, but now we get to ask you, and you were involved in this situation. Please describe in great detail the walking interview,
The walk and talk.
which I was way more interested in the camera work by you, who was trying to walk backwards and down an escalator while operating a camera and walking. This is great. Please describe to me this situation.
Well, we knew we had a very limited time frame, and granted, I know that there were some people that might have questioned whether or not Coach Rule would have stopped for us. Of course, he would have stopped for us, but that was part of the shtick. We just didn't want to hold him up, right? We were just kind of like, hey, we just need 2 minutes with you. We're willing to walk with you, just he did the walk and talk when he's in the facility back in last year. It's kind of a tip of the cap for that. And the problem is that we were on level 2, and we knew that he had to get to a level 1. So I knew there was an escalator involved. This is at the end of the day. And so the biggest problem was that we didn't have a wireless mic. We were tethered with a XLR cable. So that microphone is connected in a long cable with the camera. So not only was I walking backwards trying to keep him in frame and in focus, but also trying to navigate the escalator. But that, in terms of career achievements, this has got to rank in the top 5 to keep him in frame. And then if you notice, if you really watch it, you see Keith Mann in the background after we get off the elevator kind of give me the thumb to turn to my right, their left, because he knew that there was a turn coming. So, hats off to Keith. So it was actually a really fun deal. And Coach Rule is a sport to do it. And, he's got 1 million interviews on that day. And, the last thing he wants to do is talk to some yahoos, like us. You know what I mean? At the end of his day, right before he gets in the car and be done with it, and he's got one more interview. And I thought Lauren handled it great. It was the first time I ever interviewed anybody on an escalator, or part of an interview that was on an escalator. So
Did he prop you up?
Guys, the funny thing at the end, we got done. I go, Lauren, that was awesome. She goes, yeah, I don't know if my questions really flowed as well as I wanted to. I go, Lauren, you could have asked, what's his favorite movie? Nobody cares. You're interviewing on an escalator. That's so cool.
Exactly. Not the point. You don't have to have the best interview ever when you're walking.
These are the things they teach you at J School, how to ask the best questions while on an escalator.
That's right. Yeah, you just got to improvise. No, Lauren was a sport. She was great. She really wanted. That was the one interview she wanted, just even 2 minutes, and I thought it worked out well. It was actually a really good event last week.
So do you have experience doing the having to move the camera while walking and keeping that all to kind of throw that all together on the fly? That puts a lot of pressure on you, the cameraman there.
Yeah, especially because I don't shoot much at all because of my back, because of my back issues. And so, but you know what? When certain situations, like at the NCAA basketball tournament, I had to step up, and sometimes every once in a while you got to step up when the duty calls. And we don't have one of those stabilizers like the big boys at the networks do. So that's why I kind of jiggled around, and I was just happy to get, for the most part, both of them in frame at the same time. The escalator adjustment was probably the hardest thing. So that was fun.
I would
It was fun.
imagine
It was
so.
good.
Yeah.
And honestly, he was, Coach Rule was great. And again, he would have stopped if we wanted him to stop. It was just part of the shtick.
Oh yeah, it's better that way. It certainly got me to perk up. Like, oh, what's going on here? Andy's walking backwards. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
So you got to stay stationary for the most part yesterday. But did the new polos come out and everybody ready to go for the at home, the home turf media day yesterday in Lincoln?
Yeah, it was actually kind of a different format, which was appreciated. There was only 3 people at the podium, and then there was like 7 guys at various tables around in the practice facility in the Hawks. So I actually like the little side tables. You get a little more flow, and you kind of build off each other. It's a little more quick and less formal, and you can kind of get a little more personality out of the guys, in my opinion. I thought it was good. Broad brush, of course they're going to say what they're going to say, and you can kind of expect, you kind of expect the answers that you get, Of course they're going to, we were talking about, hey, what's the ceiling for this team? Of course they're going to say the national championship. If the team doesn't say that, then what are you playing for, right? And I know that is met with a lot of eye rolling, especially around here, and rightfully so. But in their defense, it's like, what are they supposed to say? Kind of like the, I know Dylan Raiola has taken a lot of heat for his comments. And granted, he was just trying to be funny in Oregon, talking about the cornfields and such. But, he's being asked by local Oregon media. Of course, he's going to say the talent's great and blah, 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 blah. It's like stuff like that of like, well, what do you expect him to say? Now, the joke didn't land, but he's not a comedian. Like one of those deals. You know what I mean? He was just trying to be funny, and it just didn't work. But bringing it back to yesterday, I just thought, a couple things that I thought Paul Mbenga was incredibly insightful. I hadn't talked to him before. He's a large human, and he's a very cerebral fella, and I was very impressed with him. And I thought Anthony Calandria, for his brief time at the podium, he was about as cut and dry. Let's just, he doesn't mince words. He's gonna maximize his words and not give you any fluff. And I thought that was, he didn't say a ton, but I don't think he really cares.
Andy, one of the things that kind of Happer was throwing out there earlier in the show that he felt like maybe happened, sort of used Calandria as an example of it, is that they're sort of also trying to tamp down some of the stuff when they're talking too, to kind of continue to keep this sort of feel of the off season of flying under the radar and putting the work first and all of that. Did you get that sense as well? Or was it, as you sort of said, away from the podium, guys were able to expand a little bit more, and perhaps they did yesterday?
No, I agree that they didn't say a ton, and I think that was by design. I think away from the podium, the guys were a little more freer to speak, more conversationally. But in the end, I don't know if they really divulged anything that made, there was no lightning strikes yesterday. There was no like, oh my gosh, you have to run this particular soundbite. You're drinking out of a fire hose in situations like that. And as a sports person, and you guys are, at radio, it's a little different, but you know what sound bites you got to have. You're like, oh, we got to run X, Y, and Z. Well, there was a lot of A1, A2, A3, A4 that was all equal. You know what I mean? It's pick and choose type of thing. There was no bulletin board material, in my opinion, that said, oh my gosh, you have to run this bite. Obviously, you want to hear from the quarterback and the quarterbacks, because TJ Lateef was also at the podium. But I didn't think that they said anything that was inflaming or inflammatory. But I think that was by design. I think, like said Schaefer, this is one of these deals that I think this off season was all about. Hey, let's not make any waves. Let's just do our work and let's show up on the field. I did get a sense from the side podium that a lot of guys were very excited to show what all the off season work is all about. And like guys saying, Jameer Khan talking to him, he was like, I cannot wait for fans to see what we're all about. And that, in my opinion, that's positive. We don't see a ton in the local media as compared to, other coaches that may run the program a different way. We get very limited access in terms of watching practice, et cetera, et cetera.
and that's okay. That's fine. I'm as intrigued as the fans are. I can't wait to see what this team's all about.
Andy, if defenders are calling the new defensive coordinator a mad scientist, what does that mean to you?
That means he should show up in a white lab coat. And
that'd be great.
Some chemistry beakers or whatever with little.
And then you could interview him walking backwards.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yes, as he's got his little Bunsen burner underneath the little test tube. I think it was amazing how many people just lit up talking about that guy. Again, change of scheme. There's some design behind not showing the local media, not the limited access, I should say, to practice and so on, because they have that element of surprise in terms of what the hell they're going to do on defense. But yeah, I think it's a very intriguing storyline to see what this new look defense is going to be all about. I'll tell you, fellas, one of the guys that was impressive is Donovan Jones. He's going to be, to a man, the defenders we talked to all raved about that guy, the Omaha North grad, and he's really built up his body. He's playing the nickel, and I think he's going to be a guy who makes a big step this year.
Andy Kendi from KETV. Andy, thanks for pinch hitting as always. Appreciate you. Good to chat as always.
Yeah.
And anytime.
Okay, fellas, and I'm going to do a mini course on how to walk backwards down an escalator while shooting a 2-shot interview. Okay,
more Diet Cokes. That would be.
Yeah, Diet Coke included in the entry fee.
See you, Andy. Thanks.
See you, boys.
Andy Kendi from KETV. Pinch hitting, shooting video.
I love the story of the interview.
Where do you see the sports director with the camera on his shoulder walking backwards? Where do you see that?
And
nowhere.
Basically having to edit in real time to make sure he gets the shot how he wants.
And like you said, I didn't know that part. It's a wired microphone, so he's got to keep it within like a 8-foot range from the. I mean, impressive.
And Andy's a taller guy. Lauren and Matt Rule are a little bit shorter, so like he is having to drop down to make sure that lines up.
The things that go on behind the scenes that you would never appreciate, but we bring it to the light here on Happer and Schaefer. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back, get to our accountability, a couple other things, and then information I'd like to pass along that should definitely make you want to sign up for our golf tournament.
Let's go.
After this on 1620 The Zone. Hey, so we have been telling you to sign up for our 1620 The Zone golf outing coming up in just a couple of weeks, and we're going to continue to do that. But I have some details for you that I'd like to pass along this morning as far as the things that you get for playing and registering. Obviously, I mean, we talked about this before. It's going to be tough to find a cheaper scramble to enter. So that part of it is good. Once again, go to 1620thezone.com to sign up for this and get your teams in today. We'll get breakfast for you because it's an 8:30 shotgun start. So breakfast burritos from our friends at Early Bird, food and drink at the after party at the Phoenix. You'll get a gift bag. Of course, the $10,000 hole-in-one opportunity. We'll be there. We'll have flag prizes on every hole and then tiered team prizes for overall winners like first flight, second flight, and then our winner overall. So even if you suck, you can still win, which is one of the, great things about golf tournaments like this. And it gives you incentive to not cheat.
Unless you're, I guess, cheating on the flag prize, which don't do that.
Don't cheat on the flag
Nobody
prize.
wants that.
Nobody would do that, right?
The person who hit it closer gets to be closer. The person that putt further away gets to be further away.
We live in an honorable society. Nobody would do that.
You hope.
But if you say, if you go up there and say, we made that putt for par instead of taking a team bogey, it wouldn't be the first time that has been done before. But this should incentivize you to not do that because you could miss out on a flight simply because you
need the
sandbagged the
last
stroke.
team in a flight instead of the first team in the next flight.
Wouldn't that be terrible?
It would be. You could go from being a loser to being a winner.
So sign up today at our 1620 The Zone golf tournament, which is coming up in just a couple weeks at Miracle Hill. We're excited for it, and we think you should be as well. It's brought to you by Cutwater and T-Box. Okay, well, I feel like today's accountability is going to be not about us. What do you think, Joey?
I have a good idea. I have a
I don't
great
really have
idea.
anything that I feel particularly accountable for today.
I got one. Okay, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for accountability.
I accidentally went to bed too late last night.
Oh no!
I
noticed your last tweet last night.
Well, I'm blaming Rob Anderson. He put me in a rabbit hole of all of these things I talked about in the 6 o'clock hour this morning, this whole baseball thing. So, to recap, the Phillies are having 4 guys who suited up for them but never actually played in a game throw out the first pitch at the Field of Dreams game next week. And one of them is a Creighton guy. Tim Gratterville played last at Creighton in 2002 and was drafted by the Phillies that year. Never played for the Phillies, but did wear a Philadelphia Phillies uniform for a long time. Then Rob put me down this rabbit hole of Larry Yount. And then I was reading a lot about Moonlight Graham. Like, this lasted way longer than I anticipated after I saw this tweet yesterday. So then I ended up in bed too late. Then I woke up. I didn't sleep very well. I don't know if that's accountability because that's not probably on me all that much. It's not like
you are in control of when you go to bed, no matter what.
I am in control of that part. I am not in control of when I wake up in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah, no, you're not in control of that either.
Unless there's certain factors that could alter it.
Yeah.
But I think it was a weather related thing.
In the similar vein, I also was up too late last night, but then snoozed through the first 2 alarms. I have 3 alarms. That's my system. It's almost the first one is almost entirely snoozed through, unless I'm like, all right, let's just get up, give myself a little bit more time at home in the morning. And then if I get to the third one, it's like, we got to go. We don't have time. There's no built-in extra time. Everything has to be fast. I already have to know what I'm going to wear. I have to like all of it.
Yep.
We got to the third alarm today, and I don't love being at the third alarm.
No, because then
feel too rushed.
Your margin for error is
the second alarm is a sweet spot. The third alarm is like you gotta be here.
How do you feel when you get the first alarm?
First alarm is usually like
waste of time.
It can be. It's also just like, okay, this is coming up. If I want to grab another 5 minutes of sleep, we can do that right now.
Have you considered just deleting the first alarm?
There's times where I feel like I shouldn't set the first alarm, but then I'm just like, no, I kind of want the first alarm. It's a routine of having.
I got you.
Even if I'm going to skip it 70% of the time, I want that choice.
This is good. This is good accountability. I don't like being rushed in the morning either.
Most of the time I wake up before the first alarm even occurs. That's just my nature.
That happens for me too, but I've gotten really, really good at getting back to sleep within a matter of minutes of when I wake up overnight now.
This is usually like 10 or 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm like, I don't want to risk it. I got to get up. And if I'm not here, there's problems.
Yeah, no, there's definitely problems.
Joey's keeping it on the rails, man.
I mean, who else is going to throw the food out?
I am gonna.
Is that accountability?
I am not gonna hold myself accountable for my actions. I'm gonna hold others accountable for
Good
not.
luck with that.
This is Joey in his car again, isn't it?
No, not in my car. So I'm holding those accountable for not cleaning up after themselves. If you
this is not accountability. Once again,
Joey likes to hold people accountable. That's what we have learned.
Yes, I do. I enjoyed showing up to work at 5 a.m, smelling just rancid food. Somewhere.
Rancid is a little
people
strong.
keep saying the word rancid.
It wasn't like it was a fart in Columbia.
I think you guys need to get
It was
stronger.
a terrible smell. It's a terrible smell.
I didn't notice it at all.
I didn't either. I mean, I saw it with my eyes,
I will
and
be
it was
honest,
appalling.
there have been some smells in the building.
Absolutely.
And that is not one that stood out.
Now, famously, we had the discussion before about the skunks and how I can't.
Yeah, that I don't understand.
You guys were accusing me of not being able to smell skunks, which is not true. Like, I smell things fine. I didn't think anything was overly pungent this morning.
Okay.
It's just the principle, It's
you were more focused on my.
I would. That's exactly what I wanted, because I knew that you would see it and lose your butt. So I was excited to see what happened to you.
And all I got was hearing Connor cackle. And it was a hell of a cackle.
By the way, I have another one, I suppose. And I knew this would be a problem when we put it out and when we told people what the scoring system was for our auction. Our point system. It was a bit haphazard.
It's getting mugged.
It was a bit rushed. I have to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It wasn't very well thought out.
We mentioned some other stuff and we just kind of went with what we have.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's where we're at now.
And we figured, like, hey, let's just put it up to a vote anyway, so people are going to pick what they pick.
Right.
So it obviously accountability. There could have been concessions we made and other things we could have done from a scoring perspective in our auction, and we just left that on the table.
And so
we left that food on the table.
More accountability. We took an idea that was only 75% done and brought it on the air and just dropped it on you. But here's the thing. I think it turned out good.
I thought it was.
Are there things that could be different?
It was at least fine.
Can we learn from this? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait.
That's what we want.
Now I can't wait for our basketball.
The basketball one sounds really
Next
fun.
time I'll be able to
Well,
participate the entire time.
You don't know what you're about to run into. You never know.
Someone's going to chuck food at me.
You arguably have one of the most fascinating jobs because you literally never know what you're getting at your day.
That's true. That is true.
You walk into a dark building and
you might be cleaning up. You might get asked to stick around to produce Middays with Matt.
There could be a kitty cat.
Yeah, that's true. There could be a
There
kitty
was
cat.
a kitty cat like 2 weeks ago.
I forgot about the cat.
It was
Now,
dumped.
did the cat stay with one of the people?
She adopted it.
Yeah, she adopted it.
Meg
How
still has
amazing
it.
is that?
I can't be that person.
No.
So that cat was dumped like 12 hours before so it was dumped 6 p.m. on Sunday night. So
Wow.
it was there for I think 10 hours and then it got out for
And the
an
dumper
hour.
has been identified.
We will find the dumper.
Wasn't able to get a good read on the license plate, but got a picture.
Okay.
I've
the
already
proper authorities know.
I've already been thinking about how much money I could get, how much money I would have to spend on Jackson McAndrew in the basketball draft.
It depends on who else is in the draft with you. Because if it's just me, you're not going to have to spend that.
You're just gonna draft all Nebraska guys.
No, I can't draft all Nebraska guys. I have
That's
to have
true.
one UNO and one Creighton.
That's true.
I have to decide which Creighton player I'm willing to put on my roster.
I'm just for a pre-scouting report here. I'll tell you my strategy. I'm going to drive up the bidding on Price Sanford just to back out at the very end. So you have to spend too much money on him.
Sure.
And then I will take all of the Creighton players at a bargain and add the Trevin Lenhart guy on there. That my team's gonna be good.
All right. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, you already got a strategy to combat the strategy.
I had a strategy, and you've only added to what my strategy is going to be.
Text from the 402. I would like to account for the trees. Actually, that wasn't you. That was Dylan Raiola.
Mr.
AKA
Cornfield.
Mr. Corn. That's going to do it for us today. If you miss anything, which you miss a lot, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. Crossovers coming up next.